Broadcasting live statewide from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who's had a paper route for 25 years but never collected, Pete Schwaba.
All right, welcome to Nightlight, ladies and gentlemen. We are live tonight from beautiful downtown Madison, just above State Street, doing the show from here, as we periodically do. Conrad is back in Green Bay, holding down the fort. And what a show we have here tonight. Mr. Aaron Zommers assisting with all the technical and all the assistance we need when it comes to the cameras. And did you ever think, Conrad, there would be this much work, or Aaron for that matter, in radio for pictures? It's like we're on TV, really.
Yeah, I mean it's great though, because we get other outlets, not just the radio. So I think it's cool.
It means you could get a few of the visual gags out there. You can't fully rely on it. But
Yeah.
I should have brought the rubber chicken. Damn it.
you gotta see if Gordy's got his ostrich puppet.
Oh, my God. Remember that? Does he keep that in the studio?
I don't know.
I'm going to find it. If it's here, I'll find it, damn it. Great to have you with me tonight, folks. A really fun show on the agenda here this evening, as we always do. Whether we're in Green Bay or Madison, or one of us is where, Aaron Zommers is nice enough to stick around for a few minutes. As I mentioned, he just produced the John and Gordy show. It was good to see those guys. And are they tough on you, Aaron?
I can't really talk about that.
On the air? Okay.
Yeah.
Save it. That's good. We'll talk. And then you and Conrad can exchange war stories, because I know I can be a real SOB too.
Yeah, there's some
Conrad
stories
with his
I can
awkward
tell
laughter.
There's some stories.
Tonight is a really fun show, folks. And Aaron, did you put a Christmas tree up this year?
A really little one.
Okay.
One of my roommates has a maybe foot to foot and a half tall Christmas tree that is decorated with Chicago Cubs stuff. And we let him put that up because it's easy.
That's like barely a Christmas tree.
Oh, barely, yeah. It just sits in the windowsill, and that's really it.
See, I don't know what to do, because mine is still up. Con, you got a new apartment? You probably didn't put a tree up.
No, I never put a tree up.
You never put a tree up? That's the spirit.
Since my parents moved, I haven't had a tree in any of my places.
What is that, in some kind of protest or what?
I just don't want to buy a tree. I don't know.
You can hate the holidays. It's okay. Mine is still up, and it's depressing. I left yesterday, and I came down here a day early because of weather, and I know I'm not going to get it down until next weekend, and that's just going to really bum me out. It's hard enough to take down Christmas decorations. As always, folks, the phone lines, the text line is open. Let us know. What do you think? Do you keep your tree up? There was a time, I went through a period where I would keep it up through most of January, kind of in protest of winter. Like, I wanted it to still seem like the holidays, because I don't like January or February. But then that got depressing. So I got in the habit of just taking it down right away. But now, I don't know. It's going to be up a solid 2 weeks after Christmas, and that's kind of depressing.
Oh, I know. At my parents' house, we usually left it up for the whole month of January, pretty much, just because the location of the tree required that we move a bunch of other furniture. And so it was a huge pain in the butt, pull the giant box upstairs, because it was a huge tree. Move all the furniture to where it needs to go, get everything else cleaned up, get all the decorations out, decorate the tree. You got people yelling at each other, screaming and throwing punches. Not really for those last parts, but it was always an ordeal. And so we would just leave it up and put off taking all that back down for as long as possible.
I think, that's the thing, too, is you want to put your room back together. And that's what I don't like. Right now, we're still living in Christmas mode, and you just got to make a clean break. It's like a breakup. Get it over with. Don't drag it out. Don't try to remain friends with Christmas. Take the stuff down. And that's what I'm dealing with when I go home. So, but in the meantime, we got a show to do tonight. I got some fun stuff to do tomorrow. It is great to be in Madison, our beautiful state capital. Yesterday at my hotel, you guys will appreciate this, there was nobody there. And I said, it's kind of dead tonight. I said, yeah. And I stay at this hotel a lot, and it's usually a jumping place. So I thought, oh, this is awesome. I'll go tomorrow. I'll do the hot tub maybe, get a sauna, maybe a little workout or something. I come back this afternoon. There is a line for the elevator 100 feet long. There's some kind of theater convention in town. And, I mean, the thespians were packed in the lobby of the hotel. I had to it was like being at a concert. It took me 15 minutes to get back up to my room. And now I just know that that's going to be a hopeless cause. If I go to the hot tub, they're going to be doing like Hamlet or something in the suds, and I don't want that. So it's just going to be me watching TV again. A little sympathy,
That
guys.
sounds sad.
What's the deal? No, it's not too bad. I'll get through it. Lots of stuff going on. We've got news, sports, and weather, folks, coming up in just 20 minutes here at the bottom of the hour. Con, you saw this article I thought was interesting. The first part of December, or this was the darkest December in 21 years or something like that?
Yeah, I really like this site, the Shepherd Express. They have some,
that's awesome,
I believe it's in Milwaukee, and they have some, news of the weird, it's called.
Right.
And I found this article. It said, the first half of December was the darkest since 1934 for Stockholm, Sweden. And it reported that there was, a half an hour of sunlight in the first, 15 days of December.
Oh, my gosh.
That sounds terrible.
That is awful. You know what? Here's the silver lining, though. We're already 2 weeks past Christmas, almost. And we're a solid 2 weeks past the shortest day of the year. So even though it's January and we're in the dog days of winter, so to speak, it is going to start getting lighter sooner. We get 30
Yes.
seconds of extra daylight a day, which isn't too shabby.
I can feel it.
Yeah, can you? Getting that
It's,
vitamin D?
I can't wait till it's sunny at 7 again, That's
Me
what
too.
I'm looking forward to.
Well, don't hold your breath. We got a ways to go. Look at me, building
A
us
little
up.
bit.
I'm trying to go positive, and then I reel it
Yeah.
back. Well, don't get your hopes up, kid. A lot of fun on tonight's show. I am very excited because my good friend, Dr. Kristen Lyerly, and I don't just say that about her because I seek free medical advice on a regular basis.
But it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. I just, every once in a while, I look past the messages she sends me back saying, stop texting me. But she will be here at 5:35 to discuss, well, a couple things. She was in a very serious accident. We'll ask her about that and see how she's doing. And then we're going to ask her about the flu because the flu is all over the place. This is the worst flu year in 25 years. 10% of all doctor visits deal with the flu. And frankly, I read that on the CNN website. I thought that was kind of low because everybody I know has the flu. It seems like it should be 50% or something. But we'll talk to Dr. Lyerly about that at 5:35. And then Madison's own Mike Gamal will be here. He's the founder of Joey's Song, a really cool event that takes place here in Madison every January. And this year it's, become a music festival, the Freezing Man Festival. And it's he brings in artists from all over the world, some of the best in the industry. They all play for free in order to raise money for epilepsy. Mike has a great story. I'm going to let him tell it when he gets here. But the festival is just a couple weeks away, and it's a really, literally a rockin' time. And it's 4 days long now. So that's going to be fun. And then in hour number 2 at 6:35, Mike will be here in the studio, by the way, Conrad. So you won't get to meet him personally.
I felt like I've met him personally. Just
Feel like you know him?
I feel like yeah.
Okay. How about you, Aaron? You ever meet Mike Gamal?
I have not, no.
No? Oh, this is going to be. How long are you sticking around?
Well, I might have to stick around longer than I intended to.
No pressure. Mike will be here, and then Rob Thomas will be here at 6:35, also in the studio. Rob and I are going to talk about award shows, what movies are kicking butt during award season, which we are in the throes of. The Critics' Choice Awards just happened last weekend. The Golden Globe Awards are coming up this weekend, and then Oscar nominations are announced shortly after that. So lots to discuss. Rob has seen a lot of movies, and he has reviewed a lot of movies, and he is also the CityCast Madison newsletter editor. So we'll talk to Rob about some things going on in Madison, too. Then, this is exciting. All right, the Bears and the Packers play again this weekend. It's the rubber match, the third time they will have met this year. They're 1-1. And I've mentioned before on this show that I am a Bear fan living in Wisconsin. I moved here in junior high up to northern Wisconsin, where you think Packer fans are intense all over the state, and they are, but I would say within an hour radius, especially in small towns of Green Bay, they are literally fanatical. And I experienced this firsthand in junior high, and it scarred me. But I've gotten over it. Some of my best friends are Packer fans. But Jim McHugh, on the other hand, is a comedian living in Chicago, and he is a serious Packer fan. So we talked to Jim a little bit about this a couple weeks ago, but we're going to have him back on and have just a quick, fun discussion at 7:35 about the upcoming game. And it'll give him and Conrad a chance to gang up on me. So that'll be exciting. That's in hour number 3, some Bear Packer talk. We'll do that as we get closer to the game here this weekend. We'll try to work in some Bears Packer stuff. The other news I thought was interesting, and I can ask Dr. Lyerly about this as well. Ozempic. You guys know what Ozempic is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the injectable drug to help control weight loss, and people for diabetes. People use it to help with diabetes.
Correct.
What
It
Charlie?
is now.
What,
Yeah, go ahead, Con.
I was saying what Charles Barkley uses.
Does he really?
I saw an ad today that he was trying to sell it for this company. He's like, "You want to lose weight? Go on this."
Everybody. I mean, it's become like Tylenol or something. Everybody uses it, and now it is available in pill form. The only problem is the pill is really big and it tastes like a pizza. So that should be interesting. We'll ask Dr. Lyerly about that. Really, guys? Nothing for the pizza joke?
I thought you were serious. Sorry.
I figured the really big thing, I was with you. And then you said, but it tastes like a pizza. And then I just got thinking about different pizza flavored foods. Like, is it more like a real pizza? Is it more like pizza Pringles or pizza combos? That's where my mind went.
Papa John's? I just got you thinking about pizza. That's fair. So we'll talk to Dr. Lyerly about that too. I know a lot of people have taken Ozempic, and a lot of people you think wouldn't even really need it, take it just to lose a few extra pounds. So we'll talk about that too, and the flu. So much going on. Con, I have to ask you. You know what? Before we go any farther, let's get to the question of the night. This is a fun one. It is time for the Civic Media Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? We don't talk much about the cheesy dramas, but one of those big soap operas, I want to say it was Days of Our Lives, had a big anniversary. It started in like 1950 or something like that. It's been on like 75 years. And it got me thinking, I'm not a soap opera guy, but a lot of people are. And if I'm cutting the audience in half, I wanted to include cheesy dramas too, because there are so many of them out there. Your hour-long network dramas, your soap operas. So let us know, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app. Very easy to use. If you don't have the Civic Media app, I highly recommend it. You can just click the little text icon and fire away, and we will get it and read it on the radio. If you're watching the radio on the stream on YouTube, Facebook, or X, you can drop us a stream comment. Always fun to read those as well. So however you need to get a hold of us, folks, just please be part of the show. It's always more fun that way. We've got Jim in Appleton in the 920 says, Christmas tree takedown. I try to follow the 12 days of Christmas rule. That would mean taking it down on January 6th. My wedding anniversary is January 13th, so the tree must be gone between the 6th and the 12th. Most years that works. Some others, and then a really long ellipses. We also have a text from Mark. We'll read that too after the break. It is great to have you with me, folks. Coming to you live from Madison tonight. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. What is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? Be part of the show. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Though the storm and its furies rage today, crushing hope that we cherish so deep, the cloud and storm will in time pass away.
Hey, Aaron, can you hear me? Okay. I think he's fixing what I was thinking about.
Welcome back. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite on the Civic Media Radio Network. I'm very excited to have you here tonight because I'm in Madison, and it is always fun to do the show from Civic Media headquarters. And I get to see my pal Aaron Zommers, who sticks around for a few minutes to make sure we're up and running, and all kinds of fun people here at Civic Media. Conrad is back in Green Bay holding down the fort and in our haunted studio. So no events yet, Conrad, I take it.
The light's still on, so as soon as the light goes off in the hallway, I might get a little scared.
That's when you wet yourself. I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Very good. So, all right. So I was talking about Christmas decorations and when to take them down. I feel like I like to get them down quicker now. I used to leave them up to kind of kid myself into thinking it was still Christmas. But then that got depressing. So now I try to get them down. Now I'm in that awkward spot where I'm not taking them down early, and I'm also not leaving them up too long. So when I get back this weekend, it's like the 10th, 11th. That's even too late, I think. Mark from Prairie du Sac says, oh, wait, we had another one. Where's that text with the Christmas? Where are you? I'm using different equipment. Oh, it's Mark from Prairie du Sac. There we go. Says, I took my outside holiday projection light down today. Oh, those are kind of cool. It is Epiphany, the Feast of the Magi, the traditional end of the 12 days of Christmas, so I probably should have waited till tomorrow. I don't think anybody's going to give you a hard time about that, Mark, but sure, whatever. He says, still have the little plastic lighted Christmas tree up, so tomorrow that will come down. All right, that's sensible. I think like taking him down now is still kind of in that, not that there's an etiquette to it, but that works. Thank you, Mark. Jack from Merrimack answering tonight's, oh dear. Wait a minute. Jack's got, I don't want to get Jack in relationship trouble. He says, years ago, my girlfriend was a horticulturist. We cut our tree 2 days before Christmas, spent a lot of time trimming it, and wanted to enjoy it a while. We celebrated New Year's around the tree and got pretty busy. I don't know what that means, Conrad. He got busy around the Christmas tree?
I think
always
just
blush.
busy
You
with
never know
life,
if you should say anything. You're blushing. And that's fine. He says, so we celebrated Valentine's with it. It was still green and not dropping needles, although I think she put it on some kind of life support. Her March birthday and mine in April with the tree still up. We finally took it down during Easter break, and I've got to admit it was looking pretty scraggly by then. I would imagine it was, Jack. He says she and I are still good friends, and whenever we talk about that time, we refer to our Easter tree. Isn't that like some sort of a sin, getting busy around the Christmas tree?
No, I don't think so. Because Santa, did it with, Santa. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus, by the tree.
That's not really Santa Claus, though. Matt from Richland Center. Matt from Richland Center in the 608 says, in response to our question of the night, which is, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? He says, Guiding Light. One of my early childhood memories was Reva driving off the bridge. I'm coming, bud. So cheesy and great. Sadly, I don't really watch soap operas, so I'm just kind of letting people vent, but I don't have a lot to contribute. You watch them, Con? You ever watch? Those are way before your time.
Well, I mean, I can give my
still
answer if you want.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, so I really don't have a show.
Okay.
But I have a character.
Who is it?
Dr. Drake Ramore.
Okay, the question does not involve the parody of a soap opera.
It's
but
actually,
since
no,
this is Nightlight, I will accept that.
It's from Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives, yeah.
So
but
Dr. Drake Ramore.
You know that Joey Tribbiani was not really on Days of Our Lives.
I mean, he did. He was on there for a little bit, but then he died going down the elevator
They
shaft.
killed him because he ran his trap. Mark from Prairie du Sac in the 608 says, never really got into the soaps. When I was in college, I sort of remember classmates following Luke and Laura and Palmer Cortland as the evil father. I also remember some parody titled As the Stomach Turns. There you go. That's like along the Drake Ramore lines. Thank you, Mark. Melissa from Willie Street in the 608 says, hi, Pete. What a question right up my alley. I was a forever viewer of Guiding Light. I died a little the day it was canceled, but I have found new soap love. Beyond the Gates. Oh, it's Beyond the Gates. Okay. And I assume she means, well, I have no idea, actually. It has all the drama and stories you can think of. Got to check it out if you are a soapy. I am not, but Beyond the Gates, I feel like I know what that is. Maybe I'll give it a chance, Melissa. just because she's such a good listener. Maybe I'll watch her favorite soap opera. And then John, her better half or equal half or, I don't know, lesser half. I don't know what goes on in that household. In the 608, John says, yeah, soap operas. I remember enjoying soap in the late 70s. Edgy and still more relevant than ever. That was a great show. And I'm glad you brought that up, John. Soap with Richard Mulligan and Katherine Hellman and Billy Crystal, a young Billy Crystal, was a really funny show. Now, I have no idea if it holds up, but I got to give it another watch. That's a great text. Thank you, everybody. Keep those texts coming. Kristen Lyerly is coming up after news, sports, and weather, which is just around the corner. We're going to talk to her about the flu and this, I don't know if it's an epidemic, but it's really bad this year. The worst it's been in like 25 years. We'll talk to her about maybe get some tips about how to avoid it other than a flu shot. I don't think a flu shot is all you need, but it definitely helps. We'll talk to her about that, though. And see how she's doing. She was in a bad car accident, so we'll talk to Kristen Lyerly. Dr. Kristen Lyerly is how you should refer to her, Conrad, because she is a
That's how I always do.
She's board certified. Wouldn't you love to be able to say you're board certified at something?
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
I think it would be too. What is this cat burglar story? You keep showing me this cat burglar story, and I read it and I go, it's interesting.
I can't remember if I sent that to you or not before.
You sent it to me again. I'm like, wow, he really wants to talk about this cat. And it's a
I thought it was
courier.
funny.
Somebody kidnapped a cat. That's not fun. That's horrible.
Okay, maybe my sense of humor is a little weird.
All right, folks. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? Mine is the following. I will elaborate as the show goes on, but I thought that was a really cheesy show about serial killers that was on about 10 years ago, and some people loved it, including our own Amanda Nimmer. So we'll discuss as the show goes on. Dr. Kristen Lyerly is next after news, sports, and weather. So great to have you here, folks. It's Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Hey, how are you?
You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has.
Okay, that's awesome. Appreciate you coming down. Or do you live close by? Half hour away. Okay. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, coming to you live from Madison tonight. Folks, it is great to have you with me. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? It was actually All My Children that debuted in 1970, which was sort of the inspiration for this question. It's been on 55 years, but there are soaps that have been on even longer than that. I've never really gotten into them, but they are still around, and I know people love them, and that's the kind of guy I am, folks. I want to put this out there. Even though Melissa from Willie Street says Beyond the Gates, I've never heard of it, I wanted her to have a forum and soap opera people to feel included, because that's what I like to do here is build bridges. And I'm about to do that with one of my favorite guests. It's my pleasure to welcome back one of our best chums who joins us from the comfort of her own home tonight because she is recuperating, and we will get all the details and ask her all kinds of fun questions. Dr. Kristen Lyerly. Hello, Dr. Kristen.
Hey, Pete, how are ya?
I am well. The question is, how are you?
Look, for our viewers who can see, just wait, I gotta shift around. Hold on, wait, I gotta move my mic.
Don't hurt yourself. If you're on the stream, look at that hoof. Holy smokes.
I got a new pink cast.
That's a pink cast for a broken ankle, right?
Yeah, I have a broken ankle. My other leg is broken.
What?
I know. I survived a really bad car accident. I got T-boned by a semi in the fog. But I know, it was crazy. And I remember every moment of it and all the sounds and all of the fantastic people who took care of me. But I am incredibly lucky to be alive and to be cognitively well. And I get all this time off now because I have to recover. So watch out. I'm going to be everywhere.
Not good for your patients, but we are reaping the benefits of that. Thank you for being here tonight. Look at the wall. Okay, if you're watching on the stream, folks, I talked about you earlier, Dr. Lyerly, and I said you were board certified. I was making an assumption. I don't even really know what that means. I just said I would love to be board certified at something. And I don't know is it only doctors that can be board certified?
I'm sure there are other boards and other like professions, legal or whatever.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure. And for us, what it means is you go through medical school, you do that piece, and then you do your residency training, which is like the specialty training. So for me, it was OBGYN. And then you have to actually sit and do this grueling oral exam where you get grilled by these famous people in your field, people who have written all the papers that you studied, who you're really kind of afraid of. They grill you on some of your own cases because you have to record all of your cases.
Oh, wow.
And they also grill you on like a lot of theoretical stuff. It is so hard, but that's what we do in order to be good and ready and sure that we can stop the bleeding and get the baby out and do all the important things. Plus, manage your menopause symptoms and help with that painful sex and all of those other things that we deal with. So, yeah.
Just back up a second there. You said painful sex.
Dyspareunia. Yes.
Ooh. Do I want to ask what I want to make
That's when
Conrad
you have sex
blush.
and it's painful.
Oh, okay. Whether you have a partner involved or not, can it be painful,
Yeah. I mean, if you're having pain, you got to figure it out.
I'm asking for Conrad. It's not me, Kristen. I'm asking. Yeah.
Conrad and I have kind of had this discussion already today, and we decided that we were going to focus all of the embarrassing stuff on you.
Oh, well, that sounds like enough. Well, listen, I love talking about all that stuff with you because I love how you don't blush. You're like all scientific and clinical and board certified, whereas I'm all that stuff you were saying before. I would be certifiably bored, BORED, if I had to listen to someone else talk about medicine. But you make it exciting.
What I heard you say, Pete, is that you are certified.
But I don't have a pink cast. And I just want to say I'm glad you're okay because I was telling John and Gordy before I came on to their show at the end of it, and I texted you about coming back on the show. And then the next day, or you texted me back, and we're having like this back and forth. And then the next day on Facebook, I see your car, and I'm like, that had already happened. She was like responding to text after she had been in this accident, I think, if I got the timing right. So it's kind of a miracle that you're okay and that you seem to be okay, trauma aside, I'm sure, right after. So good for you.
Oh, I was so lucky. And the emergency medicine technicians, I work in a rural area. I am always trying to find an ambulance to take my sick patients away from the hospital where we
Wow.
can't provide all their care and get them to a higher level of care. And it's a challenge because a lot of these people are volunteers. And when I personally needed people down in Random Lake, down by Sheboygan, these guys showed up so fast and they were so incredibly kind and it treated me with respect and professional. And only one of them was actually an employee. Everybody else was a volunteer. And as they were wheeling me into the hospital, the guy who had been driving the ambulance was walking next to me and we were chatting a little bit. And he was so happy. He said, "It's my birthday. I'm 70. And I was like, this is amazing. He said, "I've been doing this for decades. I love
Oh my
volunteering."
gosh.
But we need these people, especially in rural areas where there aren't a lot of people and things like this happen. And we all need a neighbor, a helping hand. I've been so honored by that and just the outpouring of support that I've received. It's been, it has restored my faith in humanity.
Wow.
It has helped to make so many beautiful new connections. And I've heard so many stories from other people about things that have happened in their lives. So, just at a time when you're feeling like the world is on fire, everything is heavy. I know we're going to talk about some of that later. But when it comes down to your neighbors, we're still here for each other. And that's
Absolutely.
everything.
And you don't ask someone their political preferences before you help them. You just help them. And that is kind of a saving grace. There's a great documentary I think it's called The Providers. And it's about doctors that go into rural areas and the crisis in rural areas. You'd probably love it. I introduced it on PBS a few years ago, and a great watch. So I highly recommend it because it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying.
Oh, I love that. I also love how you just slipped in there. I also introduced it on PBS. Hey, everybody. Pete's famous on PBS, too.
Listen, the one time I was on TNT, I had a really cool thing happen. No, check out Dr. Lyerly. She is the host of the Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, which you can hear on weekends here at Civic Media. She also delivers babies and does all kinds of fun stuff, and she's recuperating, as we just heard, from what sounded like a horrifying accident.
Pete,
yeah.
Can I tell you what the show's going to be about this weekend? Because we just taped it today with Conrad. It's so good. It's Nikki Sapiro Vinkier, and she's an OBGYN PA. So she is like part of my team, not my personal team, but like part of our team. So it's, doctors and nurses and PAs and nurse practitioners. We all work together. And she does the same kind of stuff that I do. But her focus is empowering patients so that when they go to the doctor, I don't know if this happens to you, but when you're a patient and you go to the doctor, you kind of don't know what to say. You know your story and you know what you think you're supposed to do, but there's such a power differential there. And so many of these exams can be invasive, traumatic, depending on what your history is. You may not know which questions to ask. And she is all about empowering us all as patients, especially women, because there's a lot of tender stuff that we talk about as women.
Sure.
And getting the most out of your relationship with your doctor. It's going to be, I loved this episode. I think y'all are going to love it too.
Oh, that's fantastic. How is the show going otherwise? You've been on now for several months, and it's you're just great at it.
It keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're on in Chicago as well on broadcast. We're on YouTube at Dr. Kristen Lyerly. Civic Media has been incredible, doing a lot of shorts. We're trying to combat the misinformation that is rampant, and the less people can get access to healthcare, the more they're turning to social media to get their healthcare information. So that's what we're pushing back on.
Well, we're lucky to have you. Thank you so much for doing that. That's entertaining and providing really necessary information. So that's outstanding. Let's talk about the flu. What is going on? I told this story earlier. My daughter, I picked her up from college. She had the flu. I couldn't get sick, and I didn't want to leave her there too long. So I wore a mask. She wore a mask in the car. We both had flu shots. I didn't get the flu, but man, she was in a lot of it. It kind of ran through her whole department in college. What is it about this year's flu?
Knowing that our kids go to college together, I'm just breathing a sigh of relief that my son does not have it. And they're in the same department.
They're in the same department too, yeah.
It's crazy. So flu is on the rise right now. And I'm just going to refer to the CDC's weekly U.S. influenza surveillance report. So just a little caveat here. The CDC is compromised, and it's hard to know whether the data is good and reliable or not. But there are still some really good people who work there. And I believe that this is a good report. So that's where I'm getting this information from. Influenza is up. It's up 33% in the last week in December. That's the latest data that we have available. And the most frequently reported virus is one that we didn't necessarily plan for when we put the vaccine together, because they have to plan so far in advance. So the vaccine isn't awesome, but it's good. It still offers protection. And if you do get influenza and you are vaccinated, you are likely to get a lesser version of it. So that's really good. Another number that really stuck out to me was 33,000, over 33,000 people were hospitalized in that last week of December with the flu, which was a lot. And nearly 1% of the deaths in this country in that last week of December were due to influenza. And we see that it's trending upward. So it's getting worse. We are stuck inside. We've all been exposed to each other. If you haven't gotten a flu shot, it is not too late, and they are effective.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because like we were saying, we heard it was going to be bad this year. My daughter got one, my wife and I got one, and my son, we said, you know, get your shot before you come home, get the vaccine. Well, of course he doesn't. My daughter's home. So we had to keep her on one floor, him on the other. And we managed to circumvent the flu, at least in his case. But everyone that got it in her department that didn't have a flu shot, it really kicked their butt, like couldn't get out of bed, that kind of stuff. So I have every reason to believe that's totally true what you're saying. So what else can people do, Dr. Lyerly? How can they prevent, aside from just isolating? How do you, are there foods you can eat? I assume rest is good. What is the best way to beef up your immune system?
Stay healthy. Rest is always good. Getting a proper amount of sleep, exercise, eating good for you foods, always great advice. Washing your hands. It seems so simple,
I know.
but washing your hands, using a hand sanitizer, not touching your face, your nose, your mouth, because we carry germs around all the time. We all do it. And you know, if you are at risk, or if you're concerned, or if you're going to be in a crowd, it's never a bad idea to wear a mask, especially if you are vulnerable. And I know that there are a lot of political things that go along with that, but it's time to set that aside. This is about health. It's about your health and your family's health. So just please take care of yourself.
You have to reach a point too where you don't care, because the people judging you, you don't even know them. They could be the biggest idiot in the world. They could just be, you know, ideologically opposed to any kind of face covering for religious. Who knows what the reason is, but you got to do what's right for you. I mean, I wore one when I was with my daughter in the car. Like I said, I went into the store with her, and I'm not getting the flu, and I don't care what you know what I mean? Like, we have to get over that, right?
Yeah, I wear a mask when I operate all the time. I wear a mask in public when I need to. Yeah, we've got to leave the politics behind. We've got to get politics out of medicine, because it is affecting so many of the decisions that we're making. I mean, look at the changes in the vaccine schedule that just happened yesterday. Hey, RFK Jr. and his department have reduced the number of preventable illnesses that we vaccinate against from 17 to 11. They've totally changed the schedule, and they've offered really no reason, no evidence, no data other than Denmark does it. I mean, I haven't heard anything. Do you know how long it takes to put this stuff together, and how much information and how many smart people make these decisions? And to just with a magic wand be like, boom, we're done.
Dr. Lyerly, I'm going to keep you for just 2 more minutes, okay? We'll be right back, and then you can go back to recuperating. It's Pete Schwaba at Nightlight. We're coming right back.
And then she talked and talked and talked and talked and talked.
This is Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba. Coming up after the news in just a few minutes is Mike Gamal, the founder of Joey's Song, a really outstanding music event that's turned into a full music festival. It's happening in just a couple weeks here in Madison at the end of January. We will talk to Mike about that. Rob Thomas at 6:35 to talk movies and award shows. And then Jim McHugh, a Packer fan living in Chicago, is going to talk with me, a Bear fan living in Wisconsin, and he and Conrad are going to gang up on me, so that should be fun. Right now, we have a few more minutes with one of our best chums, Dr. Kristen Lyerly, who is telling us what we can do to prevent the flu. The flu is up this year. It's the worst outbreak of the flu in 25 years. Dr. Lyerly, what do you attribute to all these respiratory issues and RSV and all the, is there something in the air? Do they have any idea what's causing it?
Well, they've always been there. All of these respiratory things have been there, but now we have a vaccine. Actually, more than one vaccine for RSV. So if you're an older adult, a vulnerable adult, a little tiny baby, this affects kids. There are things that we can do to prevent it if you can get those vaccines, depending on what's happening with the vaccine schedule.
Right.
It's challenging to follow. So, I mean, RSV, I think, is one of those things that we just didn't talk about a lot because we couldn't do anything about it. But now that we can do something about it, you're hearing it more. And then also COVID. It hasn't been that long since COVID took over our lives and then just kind of slowly petered off, but it's still present. People are still getting sick with COVID, and COVID does make you vulnerable. It does kind of prime the pump for future respiratory issues and other problems. So COVID is still a problem, still recommended that you get that vaccine as well. I don't mean to sound like the vaccine queen, but vaccines are one of the greatest public health victories in the last century. And if we could go back 100 years and see what it was like to die from diphtheria and tetanus and all of these preventable diseases, I think we'd have a very different perspective than where we are right now.
Is that a thing? Like, do we have enough information about COVID that it does cause, or it can make you more susceptible to respiratory illnesses?
It can make you more susceptible to many things in the future. I can tell you from an obstetrical perspective, when you look at the placenta of somebody we look at placentas after the baby comes out, that's like all part of it. So when you look at the placenta, which is just a big mass of blood vessels, I know, I'll bring you along sometime. I'll send pictures. I can send you pictures.
Please.
But because COVID is a blood vessel disease, the placentas of people who have had COVID tend to be smaller and less healthy. And we know that people, like pregnant people who have had COVID, tend to have more cardiovascular issues down the road. So COVID is not just a one and done. Like when you're cured, you're better. It can absolutely have lingering effects.
Are you familiar with Ozempic? Do you know much about Ozempic? I noticed today it's now available in pill form, and my joke laid flat. I said, and it's a huge pill, and it tastes like a pizza, and I got just crickets from Conrad. So what do you think about Ozempic, Dr. Lyerly?
You should be used to that reaction by then now, don't you think, Pete?
Not just from Conrad, sadly, yeah.
The Ozempic pills, the same medicine that's in Ozempic, has been available as pills for a long time. But they didn't see the same kind of effect with the pills that they saw with the shot. So let's go back a little bit. Ozempic was not originally a weight loss medicine. It was a medicine used to treat diabetes. And the side effect was people lost weight. So people started saying, boy, if you lose weight, like good enough for me. So people started using it off label as a weight loss drug. So now we're kind of coming back around to do the pills work as well as the shot. And, I'll be really honest, I don't know what the data is on the pills. The last thing I saw was that the pills didn't work as well as the shot, but I'm sure for some people they work just fine.
That's amazing how I love when they do research and they stumble into something else. It's just like, it's kind of a case for exactly. It was a hair treatment, right?
It was a blood pressure medicine.
Or blood pressure medicine. I know
minoxidil. Minoxidil was a blood pressure medicine that actually grew hair. So now it is a hair treatment.
Wow. And then you have to play that game. Well, if I take this will happen, and then I have to take a pill for that. My friend used to do a joke. He's like, if I take hair stuff, I can't get erections, and then if I take erection pills, I can't do this. Like, it's just a circle of, and I tell him just drink more water because that's the kind of guy I am, and that's my medical expertise.
Never a bad idea to make sure you're drinking enough water. Mm-hmm.
So you're doing better. You're on the mend. That's exciting. Have you watched any TV or movies like since you've been sort of laid up? I'm sure you're still working because that's just how you are. But you must have moments where, you're watching some TV or a movie or something. What can you recommend?
I don't love watching TV, but I do love the Beatles. And the Beatles always make me feel good. So I've been watching a lot of the Beatles. Let It Be. I watched Anthology.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I sing while I'm watching it. And my kids are like, Mom, stop.
Now you have 4 boys. Are they taking good care of you?
Yeah. They bring me things.
That was not a ringing endorsement of your sons. So
they're not nurturing, but they definitely do things as asked. And they are, honestly, they're wonderful. And they listen to me talk. And that's been like, recovering from something like this requires, there's a psychological aspect to it as well. And I recover by talking and they listen. So maybe that's the most important thing.
that is huge. And just remember, if you need anything, Conrad is a hop, skip, and a jump away there in Green Bay. He can be over there like that.
I know how to find Conrad.
Okay. Yeah, of course you do. Dr. Lyerly, glad you're on the mend. Thank you so much, Kristen, for your time tonight. You come back. Oh, we'll do this when we have more time. And I don't think I've ever known you without crutches because you just had surgery before and you came in on crutches. There will be a day when you are out there and at it again. I promise you that.
I'm going to ride my bike to the studio and then we're going to go for a bike ride on the Fox River Trail, Pete.
You know what? My Schwinn varsity is in the shop at the moment, but whatever you want. You get through this, we'll do whatever. That sounds great.
On my handlebars. You can be on my handlebars.
Yeah. We'll have to take the basket off, but sure.
Tom from New Berlin says Dr. Lyerly rocks.
Oh,
Agreed.
Thanks, Tom. You
Agreed.
rock too.
And I think Tom rocks too, exactly. So, all right, Kristen, thank you so much. Get better soon. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
All right,
Have a great night, fellas.
Kristen Lyerly. Check out the Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show here on the weekends on Civic Media. We are coming right back after news, sports, and weather with Mike Gamal from Joey's Song. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Yeah, baby, she's got it.
Local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After U.S. forces carried out a military operation to remove Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the U.S. facing international criticism and questions about the U.S. role, what it will be in Venezuela. ABC's Jay O'Brien says lawmakers were briefed yesterday.
Brian Mast, the Republican chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, who was in that briefing, saying that it's his understanding that the U.S. does not want to create this kind of a power vacuum in Venezuela by getting rid of Rodriguez and getting rid of some of the senior officials from the Maduro regime and replacing them with hand-picked U.S. replacements. Ultimately, the goal the administration says is to have some kind of an election in Venezuela and a transition process, but it's really unclear how long that's going to take.
Lawmakers are mourning the unexpected death of GOP Congressman Doug LaMalfa of California. His death, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation, leaves Republicans with an even smaller margin to control the House. A special congressional election to fill Greene's seat is set for March. This is ABC News. A fierce critic of President Trump making a move and a run for a New York congressional seat. Here's ABC's Sherry Preston.
George and Kellyanne Conway made headlines mostly on Twitter for having a diametrically opposed thoughts on Donald Trump. She was Trump's senior counselor during his first term. He helped found the Lincoln Project, an anti-Trump political action committee. They divorced in 2023. Now George Conway has moved back to Manhattan, established residency, and registered to vote there. He's hoping to win a crowded Democratic primary for the seat currently held by outgoing Congressman Gerald Nadler. Sherry Preston, ABC News, New York.
Michael Reagan, the son of former President Ronald Reagan and his first wife, Jane Wyman, has died. The Reagan family announcing his death today, saying that Michael Reagan died Sunday, surrounded by his entire family in Los Angeles, California. The family now asking for privacy during this sad time. Michael Reagan was 80 years old. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Any lingering light mixed precipitation will wind down early this evening, then expect mostly cloudy skies with lows in the mid-20s. On Wednesday, partly sunny and mild by January standards with highs in the mid-30s, upper 30s on Thursday. Current temperature is 33.
Civic Media.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals. So I made the call. Mental health care works.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a man barely 6 feet tall, but a mountain of muscle, Pete Schwaba.
You know it. Welcome back, folks. This is Nightlight, a Tuesday night edition, and we are broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Madison, our state's capital, just above State Street here. It was really fun. If you missed hour one, we talked to Dr. Lyerly, not necessarily a great subject matter, talking about the flu and this year's outbreak, which has gotten really bad, and some respiratory issues happening around the country. It's gotten out of hand. Conrad, have you had the flu?
Yeah, I've had it. Not this year.
Okay. All right. Well, I have
I'm
not
hoping
had
not to get it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to.
He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. Do you like when I say that and compare you to Bob Uecker's sidekick in Just a Bit Outside?
I mean, he's great, so I love it.
You like any connection to Wisconsin sports. That's why I know I could say those things to you. That's Conrad Krieger, folks. He is working the board tonight back in Green Bay. Coming up at 6:35, Rob Thomas is here. He is a Madison-based film critic and the CityCast Madison newsletter editor. We'll talk to Rob about what's going on around town in January here in Madison and movies and award shows. That will be fun. Then at 7:35 tonight, my pal Jim McHugh, a very funny Chicago-based comedian and Packer fan, will join the show, and he will represent Packer fans in Chicago, and I will represent Bear fans here in Wisconsin, and he and Conrad can gang up on me. It'll be a fun discussion about the big game this weekend. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? I said the following because it was really bad. It was a Kevin Bacon show a few years ago where they had like a big mansion that serial killers could hang out in, and they play ping pong. It was just a very strange world that seemed, I don't know, really made up. And Conrad likes Days of Our Lives because of Friends, because of another TV show.
Dr. Draker Maury.
Dr. Draker Maury. So let us know what your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama is tonight, folks. That is tonight's question. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app. Or if you're watching the radio on the stream, go ahead and drop us a stream comment. We have some comments we'll get to in just a bit. Right now, I'm very excited to welcome my next guest. He was on the show a few weeks ago, and I thought we should have a mic back on when I'm in Madison because he could come into the studio and we can make a proper case for this really cool event that is literally just around the corner here. Mike Gamal, the founder of Joey Song, joins me in the studio. Hey, buddy.
Pete, how are you, man?
Great to have you here in person. You are a rocker, man. You look like... Because before
disheveled.
I saw you, well, you got that rock and roll thing going, and I'm kind of disheveled too, but I can't lay claim to the fact that I'm this great musician. But you're here and playing the part, and you look like a rock and roller who is putting on a really cool rock event for a very good cause.
Well, part of the reason I can do this is I spent 25 years working for IBM when I was a grown-up.
Wow.
And I didn't get to do this.
Okay.
So
wow.
Now that I'm retired, I get to I don't have to be a grown-up. I put my tattoos and all that other stuff that I couldn't do back in the day. So yes, it is a really cool event, Joey Song.
All right. So tell us about Joey Song. You started this event in honor of your son.
Yep.
And now it's become a full-blown music festival. Tell us how it started and about Joey and how this wonderful event came to be.
Well, you know, the evolution of it, Pete, is actually kind of mind-boggling, to be really honest. There was no master plan. You know, I didn't sit down and craft it all out. We started out, my son had a really terrible form of epilepsy called Dravet syndrome. Epilepsy is like a lot of illnesses. It's a spectrum disorder. There's tons of causes, tons of ways it manifests itself, some severe, some not. And unfortunately, Joe got on that really far end of that bell curve. And when we lost him in 2010, just shy of his 5th birthday, we thought we actually thought about trying to do something before he had passed. His prognosis was really bad. He was going to need care all of his life. But we felt like maybe there's something we could do. And I had spent a lot of time here in Madison, long time ago, back at a club called Headliners, which was down on University Avenue. And we had a lot of I describe it as the MTV bands on the way up and the 60s bands. So we had U2 and the Police and Joan Jett. You know, all of them when their first and second albums were coming out. And then, you know, Savoy Brown and all these bands on the way down.
Yeah.
But the key to all that is there was this guy kicking around Madison at the exact same time called Butch Vig. Right. And so Butch and I, we weren't particularly close, but we hung around with the same group of folks. Right.
Yeah.
And then Butch went on to win Grammy Awards and MTV Boon Man. I mean, you win a Grammy Award for producing Paul McCartney, you've pretty much hit the toppermost of the poppermost.
That's some street cred there. Yeah.
That'll get you. So anyway, when we were trying to hash out exactly what we were going to do, because we still wanted to help the next family. Right. And that's what we're here to do. Somebody is was in a neurologist's office today with their child getting a really crummy diagnosis, and they're scared. They're scared and they don't know what to do. And they need to know that somebody's out there doing what they can, right? So Joey Song is our attempt to use some of my, and then through osmosis, Butch's musical connections, and now it's kind of grown to turn into this 2-night music festival. We change it up every year. Last year it was 4 nights. This year it's 2 nights. because we try to make it a little bit different every year. You know, all these amazing people that come from all over and play music that they don't normally play. It's like the world's greatest live jukebox as opposed to anything else, and it's all in the name of trying to raise money. It's a beautiful thing.
And I love what you said when you were on the show previously, that they don't take money to do it. They come here, they play music, they get to play music they don't always play, so you make it fun for them.
Rock camp for musicians.
Yeah. I mean, what a fun thing.
It really is. I mean, tonight's Tuesday, and they'll start coming into town tomorrow.
Wow.
Almost all of them will be in town as of tomorrow. They'll rehearse, because even though it's kind of ramshackle, it's also, they're still professionals, right? And they want to do a good job. And they come, and 2 beers and a ham sandwich is what I say their fee is. I don't know what.
That's a good Wisconsin payment,
it is.
right?
I throw some cheese curds in there. But, you know, I just look at some of these people. I know what, like, John Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls gets for a show.
Yeah.
There's many zeros after that. He's not taking a penny for it. I know what Butch gets to produce a record. He's not, and go right down the list. The Go-Go's, the Bangles, Kurt Smith from Tears for Fears, Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses. I mean, all of these people make a lot of money doing what I'm asking them to do for free, and they come in willingly and do it. I can't really, to be honest with you, Pete, get my mind around it sometimes.
I can't even imagine. Like, it's so funny. I'd like to sit here and tell you, I mean, I've pretty much been in some form of show business my entire adult life. And I'd love to say, oh, I'm not starstruck.
Yeah.
But John Resnick, you mentioned. Yeah. When I moved to L.A., I was there probably a year, and I was going into a convenience store, and he came out with a Big Gulp. I'm like, that's the guy from the Goo Goo, just getting a Big Gulp. Yeah. Like, he's just a regular dude. You knew Butch Vig before he was Butch Vig. Yeah. I've interviewed him twice. I never knew. When I saw him, and we were in the green room together at PBS, I was like, my God, that's Butch Vig.
Yeah.
Like, there are some celebrities that have done some, you don't know why they're famous. Right. And then there are those who are like, this guy has done something. Right. He's produced all different kinds of music, won awards doing it. Absolutely. And you kind of sit there and you're like, what do I say to him? And then Butch starts talking about the Packers. I'm like, okay, there we go.
And obviously I've known BV for a long time, so I knew that. But you meet all of these people. Yeah. And if you don't, I don't even know how to say this without sounding weird. If you don't treat them like something special, they love it. You know, right? They would rather, all of these people would rather talk about the Packers or their crocheting class or hot yoga than what the 86, Lollapalooza tour was like. Yeah. And I learned that early. There were a couple other friends that I had that have had modicum of success. And I know that for a fact, because you're hanging out, and the quickest way for them to go cold to somebody is go, oh, I love your music. Can you explain to me what you meant by this lyric? But if you come up to them and say, I know you're from Glasgow, there's some great, most of them would just rather be you and me. I mean, I think they'll take some of the trappings that come with it, but
that's good to know, Mike, because I'm nervous even talking to you. That's what a basket case I am.
I'm intimidating as hell, Pete.
Mike Kaval is my guest. He is the founder of this great event, Joey's Song. His son Joey lost his life at the age of 5 due to a rare form of epilepsy. And he was a music lover, and you founded this really cool thing. Now it's also called the Freezing Man Festival. Yeah. So what can people expect, Mike? You said there were a few tickets left for Saturday night. Let's say they put their money down. It goes to a great cause. We know that. But what's the night like for them from an entertainment standpoint?
That's the best question you can ask, Pete, to help me sell what we do.
Great.
It's a one-off event. You will see. So if I, again, go down the list of performers, right, and Go-Go's and Bangles and all that other stuff, it's not a Go-Go show. It's not a Bangles show. Yeah, they'll do like Jane Weedland from the Go-Go's, former Madison resident, wrote Our Lips Are Sealed. I'm sure she'll perform that song. But she's also going to do a Beatles song or a Stone song. And she's not going to do it with her band. She's going to do it with Butch on drums and Nikki Moninger from Silver Sun Pickups on bass. So what you're going to see is these one-and-done performances, things you'll never see again.
Wow.
These kind of FOMO moments. I'll tell you a quick story. This is my favorite example of it. The first year we really got this going as it was, we had Dave Perner from Soul Asylum singing. We had Chris Collingwood from Fountains of Wayne on guitar. Butch was on drums. Freedy Johnston and I believe Kay Hanley were on vocals. And they did Take the Skinheads Bowling by Camper Van Beethoven. Right? I mean, You couldn't do one of those, put the words on the fridge in any order and come up with that comment. And it was awesome. People lost their mind, and it's gone. I mean, that's the beauty of this. It's truly a moment, you know. So that's what you'll see, and you'll see that for a couple hours. I have had a peek at the set list, and there's going to be some pretty amazing things happening.
So when they play a song like that, and all these people come from different bands, and maybe some of them know the song better than others or whatever, how much rehearsal, do you know, Mike, goes into something like that?
Yeah, I do. It's amazing because the notes start about a month before the show, right? Well, Butch and of Alex Drossert, who's from the Appleton area, who kind of helps put all this together, we start working on the set list and kind of slotting in people.
Okay.
And once the people get their name attached to it, the texts start flying. So the physical rehearsal will start on Thursday. They won't all be in the same room, but there's already notes a month ago on what key we're going to play that in. Are we going to drop it down a step? Are we going to, I mean, like I said, it's ramshackle in the best kind of way, but none of them want to be embarrassed up there. None of them want to not know what they're doing. So it's a lot of effort,
That's crazy because I love when musicians get together and do that. Like I saw the George Harrison tribute concert with Billy Preston and George Harrison's kid. And it looks like they're just jamming and having fun because they're professionals. And you go, they're that good. But you're saying even though they are professionals, man, it gets to a T.
Yeah, there's no laying low because they're professionals on stage with people they're not normally with, so nobody wants to be embarrassed. No, I mean, a lot of these people know of each other but may not know each other until and now we've kind of built this larger Joey Song family, but they want to hold their own. I mean, if you think about some of the expertise that's on that stage, you don't want to, I mean, Kurt Smith, bass for Tears for Fears, right? You don't want, if you're a fellow bass player, you want to make sure you're getting that right when he's out there. Or take Matt Sorum, right? The drummer for Guns N' Roses and The Cult. He's played with Alice Cooper and all these people and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. If you're a drummer and Kurt's going to be on the kit next. So that's great. There's a lot of that. And that's great. And,
even people who are kind of famous can be starstruck. They get on the stage with someone they idolize. They don't want to be embarrassed either. Mike Kamal is here. We're talking about Joey's song. When we come back after this very short break, folks, I'm going to tell you they've got some serious Wisconsin star power hosting this baby. I'll tell you who that is after a break. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It's a gospel kind of feeling, a touch of Georgia slide, a song of pure revival, and its talent sanctified.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW.
If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee, with over 700 cigars to choose from, in a walk-in humidor with unique house-blended pipe tobacco, as well as the classic pipe flavors for a bit of nostalgia. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Sturgeon Spirits of Oshkosh. Next door to their cocktail bar and tasting room on Oregon Street is the Ready Room, open for your next event. A private bar with aviation-inspired detail. It's ideal for intimate parties, conferences, or special occasion parties and reunions. Sturgeon Spirits, 2663 Oregon Street in Oshkosh, and at grocery and liquor stores throughout the Fox Valley. Wherever you go, buy local, drink local, and take a piece of Oshkosh with you. SturgeonSpirits.com.
Have you ever wondered how you could be more involved in maintaining the biking trails? If you have, this opportunity is for you. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411, and the Bay Area Mountain Bike Initiative, otherwise known as Bambi, is hosting an open invite to their board meeting on January 8th from 6 till 7:30 p.m. at the Brown County Library. This is a great opportunity for anyone who's interested in learning more about what they do as an organization. So if you want to be involved or learn how to join, head to WGBW.FM and click events.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
It is a Tuesday night, folks, in beautiful downtown Madison, and that is where we are broadcasting from tonight. It's a Tuesday night edition of Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba, and this is the Civic Media Radio Network. My guest in the studio right now is Mike Gamal, the founder of Joey's Song, a great music event that he named after his son, who was the inspiration for the whole thing, and they raise money for epilepsy, and it's just a phenomenal event. Musicians come in from all over the country. They don't take any money, and it's turned into quite the gala event.
Yeah.
Mike, who is the host of this year's event?
Well, this year we have returning for his third year, and the only reason it's his third and not his fourth is because I screwed up the schedule last year. I want to be very clear. Everybody's favorite newscaster from the Manitowoc Minute, Charlie Barons, is going to. Charlie always helps us keep things rolling along.
Yeah. Oh, what a great...
He's such a good dude.
I'm sure he's does a great job emceeing too. Like, especially like, what do you do for musical acts? Comedy's just a great way to break that up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it is, especially with what we do, right? Because if you're doing a reel, and one of the things that's really important, you asked earlier what people can expect. One of the things that's really important is what we do is serious, how we do it is not. Right.
Okay.
So it's not going to be, and there's nothing wrong with fundraising, with making sure people understand the devastation and all that. And you will, when you leave, understand the implications of epilepsy.
Right.
But it's up. So for our show, when you've got people playing songs for the first time, you know, it's a much different vibe. And somebody like Charlie can keep that ball kind of rolling. And he's great at it. And if people don't know, Charlie's himself a musician. He's got a couple albums out. He and Adam Grewal did a couple. One's called Supper Club Music, or sorry, Charlie, if you're listening, I got it wrong. But they do music that fits his comedy, right? So he'll do a song about a salad bar or a relish tray or that kind of stuff.
That's fun. All right, that's a great evening. The World Health Organization, Mike, help me wrap my head around this, says epilepsy is the most common or serious brain disorder worldwide. It takes more lives than breast cancer every year. It affects more people than multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, and Parkinson's disease combined.
Yet, the funding for epilepsy research is behind all four of those individually. So it's more prevalent than those four, but each one of those gets more funding.
Why do we know why that is?
I have a theory.
Okay.
You'd like to hear
Sure.
that? Yes.
We're on the radio. Let's do it.
Sure. Can we get a light bulb over my head? Epilepsy was stigmatized forever, right? It wasn't until 100 years ago that we understood what it was. It was the devil. It was demons. It was you were crazy, right? So for the longest time, you were stigmatized with it.
Okay.
The other part of it is with all those other diseases you mentioned, you can physically see the manifestation of it. If somebody's got MS or MD or cerebral palsy or, any of those, Parkinson's, you can physically see them. Unless somebody's having a seizure in front of you, which does not happen all the time, you don't know it. So it's very much of a hidden disorder for people. And having been a part of that field, the people that have it, no matter how you say it, there's a shame or an embarrassment that goes, because one of the things when somebody has a seizure is they black out mostly. They don't know it. So imagine, other than spending too much time at your local distillery, having these things where you don't remember what you did for a while in front of people that you can't control. So all of those factors make it not something people often talk about. But I will tell you, once you start talking about it, you find out how it manifests itself all over. I mean, you mentioned, I now obviously talk about it a lot. The number of my dad, my uncle, my cousin, me, I had seizures. And it's 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy in their lifetime. 1 in 10 people will have a seizure in their lifetime. People with epilepsy are 3 times more likely for premature death than the general population. So it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that we need to figure out. But the reason why it lags behind all that, at least in my mind, is all that stigma that's come with it. And it's not physically apparent.
That makes sense. Absolutely. So, all right, given all that information, what we just said and what you just said about epilepsy, if people can't make the show but want to make a donation, can they do that?
Yeah, they sure can. There's lots of ways that you can help. joeysong.org and Joey Song on all the socials is the easiest way to find us. You can make a donation. It helps. Keeping in mind, and you're a great straight man, Pete. You should do this for a living. I mean, you led right into it. Keeping in mind that none of these artists are taking a penny, and we have no paid staff at Joey Song, you can know that your donation isn't paying an executive director. Not that there's anything wrong. I realize charities need to have that. I'm not throwing shade. But you can know that your money will be going where it needs to be going. And if you really want to get something out of your donation, we also have an auction, a silent auction going on that you don't have to be present to win. And we've got guitars by Goo Goo Dolls and Brad Paisley and Cheap Trick and Jason Isbell and Def Leppard and all of these amazing people have signed guitars for us. So if you need something for the man cave or the she shed, we've even got Alanis Morissette donated a signed harmonica.
Oh,
so you can pick up your Alanis
little Arbor Day gift or something.
There you go. So those are all the ways that you can help us fundraise, because then we can turn that all around and get it to the smart people in the lab coats that are trying to figure this out.
I love it. That's so great, Mike. And will Frank Anderson be there is my final question.
Frank will be there in his Undertaker ensemble. Haven't you ever seen the black hat and and nobody pays a lap steel like Frank.
He's
the best.
So awesome.
He is the best, man, and he can play. And it's not just that he plays it well. He can play any style of music well too. You can have him doing a ballad, and then the next one can be a 3-chord rocker, and Frank is right there with you.
He's such a good dude. I call him a showbiz renaissance man. I would rather read Frank's Facebook posts than watch most of the TV that's on there. That's what an interesting
And I
guy
guarantee
he
you
is.
there will be 3 nuggets in anything Frank tells you that you would go, what?
Exactly.
And he'll
I
back
don't
it.
care for him personally, but I do like his.
And he's got a hygiene issue.
All right, we
There's all
agree.
sorts of things.
We agree with that.
Yeah.
Mike Kamal, knock him dead
Yeah.
at Joey's Song.
Pete,
So much
thanks.
fun. Thanks for coming in,
You bet,
buddy.
man.
All right, that's Mike Kamal. Go to Joey's Song, hashtag Joey's Song on all the socials and find out how you can help. It's a great cause and a great show. When we come back after the news, folks, we will be talking with Rob Thomas. He's coming into the studio. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Light. Great to have you with me on the Civic Media Radio Network.
My heart shivers and I'm shaking off this rust. Storms out, the clouds are breaking up. Took some time, but I realize I don't deserve being mistreated.
97.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After U.S. forces carried out a military operation to remove Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the U.S. facing international criticism and questions about the U.S. role, what it will be in Venezuela. ABC's Jay O'Brien says lawmakers were briefed yesterday.
Brian Mast, the Republican chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, who was in that briefing, saying that it's his understanding that the U.S. does not want to create this kind of a power vacuum in Venezuela by getting rid of Rodriguez and getting rid of some of the senior officials from the Maduro regime and replacing them with hand-picked U.S. replacements. Ultimately, the goal, the administration says, is to have some kind of an election in Venezuela and a transition process, but it's really unclear how long that's going to take.
Lawmakers are mourning the unexpected death of GOP Congressman Doug LaMalfa of California. His death, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation, leaves Republicans with an even smaller margin to control the House. A special congressional election to fill Greene's seat is set for March. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Any lingering light mixed precipitation will wind down early this evening, then expect mostly cloudy skies with lows in the mid-20s. On Wednesday, partly sunny and mild by January standards with highs in the mid-30s, upper 30s on Thursday. Current temperature is 33.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Is getting vaccinated?
That was fun. What a good guy. Mike Gamal was here talking about Joey's song. And if you missed any of the show so far, folks, know that you can go to civicmedia.us and hear my discussion with Dr. Kristen Lyerly from hour number 1 regarding the flu and the very high flu numbers this year. And then my interview with Mike Gamal. What an interesting guy. Started Joey's song after his son passed away from epilepsy. And they raised money for epilepsy research and also put on a pretty damn good show from what it sounds like. We should go to that, Con.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds very, very, very fun.
I agree. And we should do like a broadcast or something there next year. Would you come down to Madison for that?
A Nightlight road trip?
Nightlight road trip, baby. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Thomas should be along shortly. We'll talk movies and award shows with Rob and kind of what is happening around Madison in January. We will discuss all of that with Rob when he arrives. Oh, there he is now. But right now, let's read some text. You know, Tom from New Berlin also said the comedy show Soap was based on, it was sort of a parody of a soap opera, and Billy Crystal was on it. And he says Bert was hilarious, too. That was Richard Mulligan, and he was really funny on that show. And John Murray also made reference to the show Soap. He said, I remember enjoying Soap in the late 70s, edgy and still more relevant than ever. Here's the thing. Soap was outstanding parody. It was soap opera-ish, but it was very unsoap opera-like. It was just a great comedy. And it's a show I always, whenever somebody brings it up, I always mean to watch it, and then I just kind of forget about it. But it was, as a kid, I loved it. I don't even think I was supposed to be watching it. I think my parents thought the subject matter was a little too mature for me. Did you have restrictions on you, Conrad, when you grew up? Your parents ever not let you watch something?
Well, yeah, I couldn't go to, the naughty channels when I was young.
The adult theater down the block. Will you please stop Conrad from wearing a trench coat into the adult theater? Right over here, buddy. Okay. Rob Thomas has arrived, folks. We'll get Rob situated. Mark from Prairie du Sac says he wears a mask when he goes into stores, not to get the flu. That was in regard to our discussion with Dr. Kristen Lyerly. And I don't blame you, Mark. You do not want this flu. It's a terrible strain. Mark also says, I'm sorry, it's Tom from Hartford said, isn't COVID still killing 300 people a week? That doesn't sound like a cheesy drama. It actually is a drama. I don't know, Tom. I'm not, and I'm sorry I missed that when Dr. Lyerly was here because she would have been the one with the answers. But he also says medoxical. How do you spell that, Con? For hair growth. What is that word?
Medoxical for hair growth?
Minoxidil. It's minoxidil. I think Tom had spell check on. Or he just created a product in his own basement. And he's trying to get it out there via Nightlight, which is fine. Yeah, give it a shot, Con. See how you Your hair is growing by the end of the show. Steven in the 262 says The Followers was great. Okay, he liked The Followers. Man, I don't know. That's a great segue into my next guest, who joins me here in the studio. He is another one of our Nightlight best chums. He is here quite often talking about movies and TV. And we'll ask Rob Thomas about The Followers, if he remembers it, because he joins me here in the studio, Madison-based film critic, and our friend Rob Thomas. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay? I raced in here.
That's a Conrad question.
Okay.
Con, can we hear Rob?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, sounds good to me, too. You raced. What happened?
Parking. First night of Hamilton
man.
here at Madison, so it
That's
was a
right.
little more.
So where did you park? Like on the other side of the Capitol?
You
or
know, I
something?
paid like $10 for event parking. This is an event.
This is an event.
This is an event.
This isn't like Joey's song, but it's
That's right.
It's Petey's song.
There you go.
Do you remember the show, The Followers?
I don't feel like I've never heard of it.
It was Kevin Bacon starred in it, and it was about serial killers worshiping another serial killer.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was beneath him, to be honest, to do something like that, because I think he's a pretty respected. I just thought it was really cheesy, but we have listeners who really liked it. I know my cousin really liked the show. I remember discussing it with her. I don't know. Didn't do it for me, though, personally.
Yeah.
So.
There's that run of like really, really dark serial killer
Yeah.
shows, and that was one of those. Yeah.
But this one, they had like some guy was bankrolling serial killers. He was putting them up. They had like a mansion. They had a ping pong table. It was just serial killers hanging out together.
That's not so bad.
Talking shop.
Why would you go out and kill if you got your ping pong table at home?
Oh, boy, that's a great point, Rob.
Yeah.
And that's why you get paid the big bucks. That's why I'm just having you here, seeking your expertise. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a good holiday and ready to jump into the new year and you know, we've had a pretty solid winter here in Madison.
So far, so
It's
good.
yeah. So yeah, that's good.
Balmy today.
Yeah. Weird. I don't
This
like
is
it.
great. You don't like it? You a winter guy?
Well, yeah. I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
You
right?
just came from Antarctica, so
There you go. That's
I mean,
true. That's
you're
true.
a little skewed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fun. Do you have a New Year's resolution? Did you come out of the holidays thinking this is Rob's year for such and such?
Not really. No,
Okay.
I got a book project I'm working on that I would like to.
Nice.
I'd like to, you know, get to the some sort of finish line this year. But
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
About movies or
no,
can you
it's
say anything?
I mean, I should talk about. It's like a fiction book. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
like a
thriller.
narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Dude.
been really fun to work on, so I'd like to sort of get it to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is that harder to write than movie reviews?
Oh, so
and-
much harder. Yeah, unbelievably. Yeah, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's really been fun the whole way. Like
Yeah.
I did like a revise your novel class here in Madison a couple of summers ago. I've had people read it and give me feedback. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, it's probably somewhat comparable to making a movie where you've got to make a million different decisions, but at least with me, there's no money involved in like, you know,
It's on
this one or
spec.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I see. I'm the same. Like, I think it would be overwhelming writing a book, and I've written screenplays, but you have
Yeah.
benchmarks you kind of have to hit, and I like that. Like a novel seems so overwhelming.
Right.
Like, where do you go? It just seems like such a blank canvas.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to say, I wrote like what I'm writing is like a heist, like an Ocean's 11
Sweet.
type thing. So, which is fun because there's sort of a very specific structure to that.
Okay.
So, like, I kind of knew, like, okay, now I got to have a new character. Now I got to have a new complication. So that
Very
helped
cool.
me kind of go through it all the way. So
That's fantastic.
yeah,
Well,
it's
good
super
luck.
fun. Thanks, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you have you gotten the flu this year?
No, I've been blessed.
Okay.
Bianca, our host of CityCast, has been laid out this week from it.
It's
yeah.
a bad one this
It
year.
is. Yeah, I got my shot, but that doesn't mean
You won't get
something.
it,
But at least it'll hopefully take
Yeah.
the edge off. Yeah.
We have we know we're competing with Hamilton tonight. Not really, because it's not on the radio, but you
Yeah.
thought you were going to be there tonight at first. Have you seen that show before?
I have.
Okay.
My daughter and I, like, I don't know with you and kids when they're younger, like they have like a year where they're just obsessed with something,
Yeah.
and that's what's going on. Like my younger daughter, there was a Frozen year,
Okay.
and then there was a Hamilton year, probably 10 years ago when it first came out. We just listened to the soundtrack all the time, and then we went to see it in Chicago, and it was fantastic. And so we might go together tomorrow night.
Okay.
Now she's now in college. She's older.
Oh, yeah.
She's got other priorities. There's a boyfriend,
Okay.
and I totally respect all that. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, I remember thinking it was amazing back then, and And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
I saw it in Milwaukee with my daughter and my wife. I think if my daughter wanted to bring her boyfriend, I would sit between them. Is that something you would do during the?
I don't know. Hamilton's not too hot and heavy when they're talking about the Constitutional Convention.
It's not going to get anybody's motor running.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Broadway show? We talk about movies a lot, Rob. You write about movies, but as far as the Broadway stuff goes, do you have a favorite?
That's a good question. I mean, Hamilton might be my favorite. I'm not that well versed in.
Okay.
I'm more in movie musicals, probably.
Yeah.
You know, like West Side Story, the original, I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I probably would love the musical version if I ever saw it. That's probably the big one, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Les Mis for me is probably but I know there are some people that think Les Mis is over the top or whatever it is, but I've seen it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
I can't get enough. I'd go see it tomorrow at the Overture Center.
I saw it once at Overture, and I also thought it was over the top. Yeah. But I mean, you know, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
It makes you want to walk around and talk like this
Right.
with your hands. All right. Rob Thomas is my guest, folks. He is a Madison-based film critic. You can also see his work at CityCast Madison, where he is the newsletter editor. He does great work there. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Madison in January, Rob. You wrote this great thing in CityCast. So before we get to movies, what are some things to do in Madison this January?
Interesting. Well, January is kind of an interesting time in Madison because we're such a college town, and so things have kind of quieted down. I think you mentioned the Freezing Man Festival, which is a big thing going on now in January's here.
You probably just took Mike's parking spot. He
I
probably left
did.
And you probably slid right in
So
there.
that's become a big one. The other big music thing is these local festivals they do. Like there's a Wisconsin folk festival and a punk festival and a bluegrass festival and a metal festival, and like you get to go see 3 or 4 great local bands in the genre for like $10.
Wow.
And it's great. I mean, because a lot of the national bands aren't touring right now, so the theaters are pretty empty. So it's like a great thing for them to get people out, and a great thing for music fans to get in touch with like your local scene. And
and it's a great scene here. I mean,
it really is. Yeah. So that's something I really enjoy. But honestly, like in January, I mean, if there's snow on the ground, which now there isn't, there might be next week. It's getting out to ice skate at Tenney Park.
That's what you wrote about.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize there were that many great places to ice skate here that are picturesque and just really cool.
Yeah. I mean, the city has, I think, over a dozen parks that have rinks, and they're all free, and some of them have free skates.
Right.
One of them, I think, is showing a movie. Like they just put a big screen up, and so you just skate around and watch the movie, which I'm all for.
That's what I need as a distraction.
That's
while
right.
I'm trying to keep my balance.
Well, I want other people to be distracted when I hit the ice. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's very cool.
That's very cool. And then I saw also you have great new restaurants in Madison. And forgive me if I've asked you this before. Did you ever eat at Smokies on University?
I didn't. It is my regret.
Mine
because they were there for years, drove by them all the time, and then I think they announced they were closing in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, that place was packed, and I could not get in to go.
It seemed like within a year there was something built there.
Yeah.
They tore it down. It was this cool old rock building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you couldn't miss it on University Avenue. And it was
these places are going away, and it's like I'm going to try to, regardless of what city I'm in, go to these old places that still have the leather booth,
right?
Stuff like that.
Well, I wrote something for CityCast because there's this place on State Street, Himmel Chuli, which was the first Nepali restaurant in the entire country. And
really?
It was a fixture there for I think 35 years, and they closed abruptly. Like they announced New Year's Eve they were closing New Year's Day.
Oh no!
So I wrote something on these are the long-term restaurants in Madison. Your Mickey's Dairy Bar, your Tornado Room, your
Tornado,
Esquire Club. Tornado Room is actually not that old, which I didn't realize. It's only the Tornado Room's only dates back to the 90s, but they just took over an old restaurant and kept the look, right?
Awesome.
And the building is 150 years old. So it feels like you've walked back in time at least
They
80
don't.
years.
The last time I was there, they don't look like they're in any. They're not closing.
They're good. They're good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Rob Thomas is here. We're talking Madison, and we're going to shift to movies at some point, but it's just good to have him in the studio. We are coming right back. Our question of the night: what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
700 little raggedy but when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music set. Say old folks, goes to show you never can tell. Come on, roar!
Hey, Northeast Wisconsin, this is Kristen Ambos with the Always On Point podcast and Point Mortgage. On Sundays at 10 to 11 a.m., you'll find me on the Civic Media app, as well as 1590 a.m., 97.9 FM, and all podcast platforms where we'll discuss everything mortgage, real estate, and market related. Any questions? Text them to 920-606-1156. Join me every Sunday.
With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley since 1972, offering comprehensive eye care services. Their doctors also share a special interest in treating chronic dry eye disease, providing specialty contact lenses, and expert pediatric eye care. Find Insight Eye Care on North Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton, improving lives by improving sight with quality eye care for everyone in your family. Insight Eye Care. Visit wiinsight.com to schedule your eye exam today.
Badger State Brewing is ready to serve you this dry January with a refreshing non-alcoholic hoppy water, a crisp, hop-infused sparkling water. Try the original or sip on the new citrus hoppy water for a bright burst of flavor. Check out their Barrel House Event Hall, the perfect setting with a spacious, rustic chic venue for birthdays, weddings, or any party worth hosting. Check out the Friday Acoustic Music Series starting January 9th inside its app room. See local Wisconsin artists every Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. while enjoying a brewski or a cold hoppy water.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Let's talk rechargeable battery safety with tips from the National Fire Protection Association. Only buy products with a safety certification mark. Charge devices on hard surfaces. Don't use off-brand cords and always unplug when fully charged. Charge into fire safety at fpw.org/battery.
When a person calls 988, they're connected to a crisis counselor.
A caller can expect to talk about coping skills.
They can chat, they can text, and when they come out on the other side, they're feeling better.
Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Welcome back. Nick from Marshall says his favorite cheesy drama is House. That's a good one, Rob. Did you ever watch that show?
No, he was like the detective doctor or something. Right?
Yeah, real kind of a bad attitude. I never watched it. I didn't know it was cheesy. I thought it was like this gripping drama, though.
Right.
But I guess it's all in the eyes of the beholder. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite. Great to have you with me, folks. We're broadcasting live from beautiful Madison, Wisconsin tonight, and our question of the night is, what is your favorite cheesy soap opera or drama? Larry from Deerfield says, favorite soap, my sophomore year, 1971 and 72, an all-male dorm in a small residential private college. I don't know if I like where this is going. In Minnesota, I experienced an amazing phenomenon. A couple dozen guys would gather in this Chicago kid's room. He had the best TV to watch All My Children, AMC, and to boo Susan Lucci. That seems mean, Rob.
Is that why she lost 14 times? Because she didn't have the college boy vote?
He says she played heroine Erica Kane. I think it was therapy for most of them. I mean, without having watched the show, I kind of had a crush on her because they would always show her when she didn't win. I'm like, teen boy. I'm like, she's beautiful. How did she not win?
Right.
You know, that's
I
the
always thought she was
mentality.
the villain on that show. I don't know why I always thought that because I never watched it, but okay.
She might be. Daniel from Menasha, Danny Wheels, says, soap opera answered Days of Our Lives. One of the many nicknames I've given my son over the years is Bo Brady, a classic main character from the show. Okay, Daniel. Thank you, sir. I'm sure your son appreciates that as well. Rob Thomas is here, folks. He reviews movies very well, and he is also the CityCast Madison newsletter editor, and he joins us here often to talk movies because we love talking movies with him. So you said you did not see the Critics' Choice Awards.
Did not, no.
All right, the big winners, and I don't know if this surprises you. It probably won't, Rob, but One Battle After Another,
Yeah,
won Best
that's what
Picture.
I would think, yeah.
And then they also won Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson and Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't even know it was an adapted screenplay.
It was an old book by Thomas Pynchon, I think, Vineland.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it's from.
And I have to say, if you're Ryan Coogler, and I liked One Battle After Another, it's just more my kind of movie than Sinners.
Sure.
But I appreciate what was accomplished in Sinners. If you're Ryan Coogler, are you like, what do I have to do? Like, he put all these components, his costume, story, direction, music. He had the vampires. I mean, I don't know. Oh, do you like that choice as One Battle? I know you like it.
I think my favorite movies of the year were One Battle After Another, and Sinners. So
Okay.
I mean, I'd be completely happy with either one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would say there is still part of critics and part of sort of voters in general in Hollywood that are resistant to horror, even though Sinners was so much more than a vampire movie.
Oh, yeah.
That may have hurt it a little. I mean, hurt it in the sense of like second place instead of first place.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard to know, but it does feel like One Battle is going to be kind of the juggernaut this year. It's one of those, some of the years it's like, oh, could be 2 or 3 of these different movies. And this is the kind of year where it's like, it's going to be One Battle After Another all the way. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Will that carry over, do you think? Like into the other award shows? Some years it seems like it does, and some years it seems like it doesn't.
It's interesting because like critics don't vote in the Oscars, I don't think, right? It's all professional people in Hollywood.
Correct.
Yeah. So it shouldn't. But there's this like, I mean, it's sort of like the Golden Globes. Like the Golden Globes shouldn't have an effect because those are all foreign journalists.
Right.
But it's like people give it importance because it's like part of the Oscar campaign. And if you win, then you kind of build momentum. So it shouldn't, but it could in a weird way. You know, like it starts to make One Battle seem inevitable if it just keeps winning and winning and winning and winning. Yeah.
I don't know what you would do. There was some talk of all the cast being nominated or for like a SAG, an ensemble award or something like that. But yeah, the other movies, I think, what else will get nominated? Like the Oscar nominations come out next week, correct?
Is that right?
I think it's next week after the Golden Globes.
Okay. Yeah.
I know it's like the holidays and it's like,
correct,
oh my God.
right. But you're right. It's usually like the Tuesday after the Golden Globes. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. One Battle for sure. Sinners for sure. I think Hamnet, is one that
I
a lot
haven't
of people,
seen that.
Yeah, it's excellent. I think it's excellent. It's it's a very sad movie, but it's incredibly well acted. What else would I think
Weapons?
I don't see. I think that's what like horror is going to hurt it. Yeah.
Train Dreams?
I don't know. I think I feel like people are starting to discover that one.
Yeah.
But it's kind of slow. I think. I mean, you were raving about it last time we talked. I still haven't caught it. Yeah. Let me try and think. I'm starting to think maybe Kate Hudson might get nominated for Song Blue. She's getting a lot of attention. That'd be really cool. Marty Supreme, I think, is one that's going to get nominated.
Still haven't seen it.
I thought it was great. I think it's a very polarizing movie in some ways.
Oh, wow.
Did you see Uncut Gems?
I did.
It's like, if you want to be super uncomfortable and stressed for 2.5 hours, Marty Supreme is your movie. I was all for it, but like, it is like him just getting in and out of one jam after another.
Okay.
But I loved it. I thought it was super entertaining. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. We're going to talk about all these movies too after the news. What else are we missing? Like in terms of Best Picture, I mean, you know, and is there? I want to ask you this too, Rob.
Yeah.
Is there a stereotype or a bias against Netflix? The industry seems to be not very happy with Netflix for wanting to kill the movie theater business. Will that affect any of their movies, like A Train Dreams, that may or may not get?
It's an interesting question. I don't know. I mean, they're very powerful. They had a lot of good movies this year, you got to admit. And I think they probably may want to kill them with kindness and convince them to kind of keep the theatrical model going.
Right.
But I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Conrad.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I am.
You still here?
Yes.
How much time do we have?
Happy New Year's.
Do you hear music, Rob?
Yeah, I hear,
You hear
Take Five.
Okay.
This feels very cool and elegant that we're listening to jazz while we're talking, but I don't know why we're listening to it.
I didn't know what. I thought there was like a
30
radio.
seconds.
I thought there was a radio left on here. How long has that music been playing?
For a minute?
I thought this was like the awards and they're playing us off.
Time to wrap it up, guys.
Let's
All right.
go.
We're breaking for the news, and then we're coming back with Rob Thomas. We're going to tell you what you should see at the theaters, folks. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
If it happens in Wisconsin, you'll hear about it on the station with local news and timeless hits. 97.9 FM, WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. Days after the raid capturing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the Trump administration turning the focus to the country's oil. Sources telling ABC News that the U.S. conveyed a list of demands to the interim leader of Venezuela that the regime must meet before the U.S. will allow Venezuela to sell more oil.
They include Venezuela must kick out China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba and sever economic ties. And Venezuela must agree to partner exclusively with the U.S. on oil production and favor the U.S. when selling heavy crude oil.
ABC's Rachel Scott. And President Trump still interested in taking Greenland. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying that Trump and his advisors are discussing a range of options, including militarily. Some $1.5 billion in refunds will flow from Amazon to 35 million Prime customers. This after settling an FTC lawsuit that claimed the customers were duped into their Prime subscriptions, made it hard to cancel them, too. This is ABC News. Carnival season is officially underway in New Orleans, where revelers are surrounded by extra security.
Even before the National Guard was sent into New Orleans last month, the city's crime rate was falling. Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick says murders in 2025 plunged 55% from 2022.
We believe that our strategies are working.
The Guard members patrolling the city don't have arrest power, but Kirkpatrick says
If they prevent a crime by their presence, I'm all for the safety of the city.
the deployment is to last through Mardi Gras, February 17th. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
After 20 years with the organization, NASCAR Commissioner Steve Phelps is resigning. The announcement comes after a federal trial where inflammatory texts Phelps sent during revenue-sharing negotiations were revealed. Georgia will have a special election on March 10th to fill the seat left by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who resigned yesterday. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Listen, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Let's put ourselves in the right position.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org, brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But early detection allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Any lingering light mixed precipitation will wind down early this evening, then expect mostly cloudy skies with lows in the mid-20s. On Wednesday, partly sunny and mild by January standards with highs in the mid-30s, upper 30s on Thursday. Current temperature is 33.
I'm Angela Bassett. For 33 million Americans, one bite can cause a life-threatening reaction. Now, there's a needle-free option for epinephrine. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who once planted evidence so he could make a citizen's arrest, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. Great to have you with me, folks. We are broadcasting live from Madison, Wisconsin tonight. I am at our headquarters here at Civic Media over State Street. And Conrad, I have a confession to make. You were playing the music, but I swear I heard other music. And then Rob and I were talking during the break. There's a trumpet player down on State Street. So I don't know if you could hear that, but that's what that other music was. Like, why is he playing the music with 5 minutes left to go?
He's pretty good.
He's good.
Yeah, we should throw a quarter out the window.
He's better than Take 5 by Stan Getz or whoever it was. Great to have you with me tonight, folks. We are entering Act 3 here. At 7:35, my friend Jim McHugh will be here, a very funny Chicago-based stand-up comedian who is a Packer fan living in Bear Country. I am, of course, a Bear fan living in Packer Country, so he and I will have a fun Packer-Bear discussion. And I'm sure Conrad will join in there as well as the big game approaches Saturday night in Chicago. So that should be a fun talk. If you missed the rest of the show or are just joining us, Kristen Lyerly was here in Act 1 and talked about the flu and her recovery from a really, really crazy accident. She's lucky to be alive, and it was really great to talk to her and know that she's doing okay. And she also gave us some tips on how to avoid getting the flu. All of the previous hours are available in podcast form at civicmedia.us. And in hour number 2, Mike Gamal from Joey's Song joined us. And Conrad is back in Green Bay. How's it going there?
I mean, it's rainy. It's gross outside. It's going to freeze. I'm going to be slipping all over.
Oh, man. It's like 70 here and beautiful.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I wish you were here. But
I wish I would have came down.
Window open.
Rob walked in Bermuda shorts and drinking a margarita. So our question of the night, folks, is what is your favorite soap opera? I thought of this last night because I saw that All My Children, I've already forgotten it again, came out in 1970. That was the anniversary of the date that the show dropped. So the question tonight is, what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? So let us know. We'll get caught up on some texts pretty soon. In fact, I wanted to read Conrad's family is texting like, what is going on? Are you having a family reunion, Conrad? And they're all texting in at the same time?
Look
at this. We got Aunt Carla, Conrad's dad, Conrad's mom. It's awesome. Sydney Politics checks in on the stream and says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Sydney. Conrad's mom says, Hallmark mystery movies. Predictable, but still enjoy watching. You ever watch those with your mom, Con?
I can't remember the last one. I don't like Hallmark movies really. So,
do you like Lifemark movies?
I love LifeMark movies.
Have you ever heard our trailers, Rob? Our LifeMark movie trailers?
I have not.
Oh, man, are you in for a treat? If you don't like them, they're free. Conrad's mom also says, from Conrad's dad, tell him, one of my 2026 New Year's resolutions will be to make sure he has a Christmas tree in his new apartment. They were listening at the beginning of the show. She says, as Tiny Tim always says, God bless everyone. Thank you, Paula. And thank you, Steve. Your dad is making your mom text tonight, Conrad. You
Yeah.
okay with that? All right.
I'm all right. It's all
All
right.
right. In the meantime, folks, we have more time with our pal Rob Thomas, who joins me in studio. We were talking about award shows. We started with fun things to do in Madison in January. There's outdoor ice skating at several different places. You can read about all of this in the CityCast Madison newsletter, which Rob is the editor of. And a lot of fun inside events too, Rob. Great bands playing around town. That's exciting.
Yeah. And the Freezing Man is Michael was here. We're rich in stuff to do even in January here.
You know what? And all I do in January up in Marinette is try not to go outside. I need something. You know what I mean? Like a good concert or something. And there's good music. There are people to play, but man, it's tough to get yourself out of the, like you probably have to, because you write about this stuff. You probably have to leave the house during the winter.
I do have to leave. I mean, I have to leave the house for my own sanity.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when it's like dinner time, like, oh yeah, I haven't actually talked to anybody other than the dogs all day. Then it's like, then I have to go interact. I'm one of those people who are really chatty with the barista at the coffee shop. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you also wrote something. The whole staff at CityCast did an article about food in Madison, the best food they ate in 2025, which I thought was another great angle that you guys come at things from at CityCast. You wrote about Detroit-style pizza. Can you explain? I've only had Detroit-style pizza at Little Caesars, like during a football game.
Sure.
And it was good. But is it just breaded, more bread? What is Detroit-style pizza?
It sort of like takes the pizza right to the edge. And so instead of having the crust, it goes right to the edge, and then the edges are the cheese is kind of caramelized.
Mm.
And I didn't think I would like this because I spent a lot of years in Chicago. I like your deep dish. I like big crust. But there's a place in Madison called Molten Monkey Pizza.
Love it.
Great name. And a friend of mine were at a bar across the street one night, and we got it, and it was fantastic. Like it was definitely one of the best things I ate.
Wow.
In 2025. So, and I'm not. This is no shade against Little Caesars. But because you get two of them. You get two of them.
Yeah.
But it was incredible, and their pizzas are actually kind of smaller, so they're like great for two people. So
okay.
you have leftovers, but it is a different way to do pizza. I think it may be a little faddish, but they really do it right there.
I was so moved by what you wrote. You apologized to the city of Detroit for prejudging their pizza, as I recall.
Right. Well, we had a long-standing grudge, me and Detroit, and me and the Motor City. So we finally buried the hatchet.
You know, it seems like to me, as a guy who spent a lot of time in Chicago in my life, you got Chicago-style pizza, you got New York-style pizza, both very definitive.
Absolutely.
It seemed like Detroit was just trying to shoehorn its way into the argument.
Right.
And it's just like a square pizza with a little more bread. I think they need something to disassociate.
I think they've set themselves apart.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
And you like Chicago pizza?
I love Chicago pizza. Yeah. I mean, when you go to like Giordano's, there's like that hubcap of sausage. I mean that's pizza.
That's pizza.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk movies, Rob. You're on top of these. You talked a little bit about a big movie right now from A24, Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme. So Oscar Best Picture
for sure.
Potential nominee? Okay.
Nominee for sure. Best Actor for sure. I guess Timothy Chalamet has been kind of bragging a bunch in his public appearances. I hadn't really noticed this, but a couple of people tell me that they're kind of turned off by his Oscar campaign.
Oh,
But I think he's channeling the character in Marty, who is this 1950s professional ping pong player.
Right.
And is as good at like trash talk as he is at like playing ping pong. And first of all, and this is a strange thing to say, the ping pong sequences are incredible. Like you wouldn't think that, because the only ping pong I think I've ever seen in a movie was in Forrest Gump. I don't think I've ever seen.
You didn't see Balls of Fury?
Oh, yeah, that was ping pong. I'll have to go back and see that. But very fast moving and exciting, and I really am amazed how they did it. It made it look real.
Was it CGI?
I think it was a mix. I think it was a CGI, but they like choreographed every shot, like almost like a dance. So they knew I'm going to slam it, I'm going to hit it, all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at like lightning speed. So it's really cool to watch. But a lot of this movie is watching Marty, who is, like I said, kind of an arrogant loudmouth, get into one jam after another, win a fortune, lose a fortune, be chased by gangsters, and he's all this trying to get back to the championships.
Right.
And one of the, I think Timothée Chalamet is fantastic in it. I think he's great. He's not particularly likable, but you're sort of on his side, even though he's a real punk,
Right.
And there's just such great casting throughout the movie where it's like Kevin O'Leary, the bald guy from Shark Tank, acts in it.
What is that? I saw that.
He basically plays a rich jerk, which is what he is. It's
That guy,
typecasting.
I can't stand that
Yeah,
guy.
exactly. You
Yeah.
can't stand him in the movie. It's like really good casting. Gwyneth Paltrow, who I don't think has been in a movie in quite a while.
She's just too busy selling candles
Pooping.
that smell like her private parts.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's a full-time job right there. But she's really good playing this movie star who is sort of like attracted to Marty but doesn't really know why. And there's just lots of little great supporting parts. Like there's this scene involving this farmer who's this really big, scary guy. And I was like, well, I don't know who that is, but he's great. And then I just read yesterday that was Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller.
Oh, yeah.
And you could not tell at all.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really fun that way. The way there's all these people who you might know in roles that you completely don't expect. So I thought it was super fun. The same director made Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, which is an extremely stressful movie.
Hard to watch.
This is also very stressful.
Okay.
So if you're in for that, it's a really fun ride.
Con, do you agree with that assessment? Because Conrad saw it and was raving about it.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was great. I loved the supporting cast just as much as Timothée Chalamet as well.
I agree. Yeah.
Was he better in this, Rob, than he was in the Dylan flick?
That's a good question. Very
different roles.
Very different. Yeah, I think he's probably better in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
More to do or more to.
That's what I would say. He's not just imitating. He's creating this original. Like I said, it's a hard job to play someone that brash and unlikable, and
right?
Yet you're still like, oh, I want to see this guy get what he wants.
Rob Thomas is my guest. He's a Madison-based film critic who joins us here quite often on Nightlight to talk movies, and it's always fun. We're talking about movies right now. You also saw, Rob, and I'm ashamed I have not seen this yet, and I want to get this woman on the show desperately. Song Sung Blue.
Yes.
Fun movie? Or heavy movie?
Well, that's an interesting question. The first half of the movie, very fun. The second half of the movie, very dramatic and very sad. Because it's based on, as probably a lot of people know, the true story of Lightning and Thunder, who were this Neil Diamond cover band from Milwaukee in the 1990s and 2000s. In fact, I read that their last show ever was here in Madison at a Madison Mallards game. And
yeah, that's crazy.
And it was kind of like after that the guy he died from some kind of head trauma he didn't deal with or something, which is sort of played very differently in the movie. But yeah, it's a really entertaining movie on kind of a melodrama. It reminded me of a movie from like the 90s or 2000s in that way, where it's very unabashedly emotional, lots of highs, lots of lows, and I feel like it's kind of like the sleeper hit of kind of the holidays.
Potential Oscar nominee?
I think at least Kate Hudson, because it's really kind of a comeback performance, and she's certainly the best thing in it.
Oh, that's great. I have to see The Secret Agent. You talked about that last time you were on the show. It's reviewing outstanding. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Is that playing in any theaters that you know of?
I think it might be playing in. That's gonna be one of those things where if it gets, it might get a Best Picture nomination, and then if it does, it'll start playing a little more wide. Movie from Brazil, but it's an incredible movie. I think.
Okay. When we come back, we'll have Rob just for a few more minutes, but I want to ask him. I want to ask you where you're at with Pluribus.
Okay.
And then I got to ask you about The Plague, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and maybe we'll get into we'll do some thumbnail reviews of Anaconda, which I did not get to see last weekend because after the football games were done and I was watching one with my son, I missed it by like 20 minutes. And I really wanted to see Anaconda. I wasn't expecting it to be good, but I just thought it would be a fun movie to see with my son. Rob Thomas is here. We are coming right back. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Sturgeon Spirits of Oshkosh. Next door to their cocktail bar and tasting room on Oregon Street is the Ready Room, open for your next event. A private bar with aviation-inspired detail. It's ideal for intimate parties, conferences, or special occasion parties and reunions. Sturgeon Spirits, 2663 Oregon Street in Oshkosh, and at grocery and liquor stores throughout the Fox Valley. Wherever you go, buy local, drink local, and take a piece of Oshkosh with you. SturgeonSpirits.com.
Are you ready to learn how to play a new board, card, party, or role-playing game, but for a good cause? I've just the event for you. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411. And Fox Valley Pride has partnered with Slick Mimics for a Gamer Classic event to teach you how to play some new games, like Lords of Waterdeep, Castles of Burgundy, Flamecraft, Ready, Set, Bet, and so much more. It's an all-ages event happening on January 9th from 5 till 9 p.m. But you gotta register first, so head to WGBW.FM and click events.
Wisconsin is the home of heroes. The linebacker in Manitowoc recognizes all of our local military members. A world of thanks to those who serve and their families for securing peace and prosperity for our country. Freedom rings because of your great sacrifice. Brave hearts who continue to lay down their own lives to protect and defend ours. At the linebacker on 10th Street in Manitowoc, we love our freedom, so we support our troops.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Welcome back. This is Pete Schwab and Nightlight. I don't know what's going on with my mic here, Con. Hey, folks, we are deep into Act 2 here. This is Act 3, I should say. And Rob Thomas is here in the studio with us. This has been a lot of fun. We're talking about movies, and we were just during the break talking about Terminator 2, double feature 1 and 2. For my money.
Whoa.
And it was free, so even better. My daughter had not seen either one of them, so we watched those, and I couldn't get enough of it. Great films.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah.
And the first one is not as slick as the second one, but it's grittier, and I love the first Terminator.
Yeah, I love that it's still kind of handmade, and you can definitely tell he's on a budget, and he's just pushing every dollar in that budget.
Crushed it.
And then Terminator 2, I mean, there are movies you remember seeing in the theater, and I remember seeing that in Chicago in 1991 and just being, just agog at how great it was.
Great. That's a great word for it. And the first hour in particular is just like when they break her out of the asylum.
Relentless.
It's just so great. Yeah. Where are you at with Pluribus? How far into that?
Well, I know you hate it.
I do hate it. I didn't want to, and I didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
But man.
I'm at episode 9, I think.
That's the last one.
Oh, no, sorry, episode 7. So I got 2 after this one. And I still really like it. I get, especially 3 or 4, it was kind of like, okay, this episode has one idea. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it was a little like, okay, I get that. But I love the filmmaking. I love Rhea Seehorn. I do want to see more characters, or I think I said that last time. It's basically a show with 2 characters, like the Hive Mind and Carol. And so, but the other guy, the guy who's sort of like the playboy, I don't know if you I love that guy. Yeah,
I like him too, but he kind of fades out, and then they focus on the guy in South America.
Right.
I didn't even like Rhea Seehorn, and I like her. I loved her in Better Call Saul.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I liked her about 2 episodes in, but even in this show, like they would give you a nugget, like, whoa, you see her eyes go up at the end of the episode, like, what did she find? And then the next week, it's like, well, not really anything. It's people. They're eating people, but
it's
they don't
something.
really.
It's
something,
something.
but they don't. There's nothing scary. They don't go in. I don't know why I hate that show. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it ends for sure. And I know a lot of people listening have finished the season and have their opinions about
Listen,
it.
I'm in the minority, and I
Yeah.
know that, and I accept that. The other show you're really high on is The Diplomat.
We love The Diplomat. That's the one my wife and I
Tell
watch.
people why they should watch The Diplomat.
It's so fun. It's sort of become like, I would say, like a very suspenseful West Wing, and that's about Kerry Russell and what's his name, Rufus Everett, I think. No, Rufus Sewell play.
Oh, Rufus Sewell, yeah, I like him.
He's
yeah.
great, and she's the ambassador to England. He's
Is she
her
married
husband.
to- yeah,
But
right.
they're kind of estranged. He's become vice president.
Oh,
so there's a lot of things in with Washington D.C. where, speaking of West Wing, Allison Janney is the president, and Bradley Whitford, Madison East High School graduate, is her first husband. Is that what we say? I
First
don't know.
dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Really entertaining show. Lots of twists and turns and great acting, and every season ends on an incredible cliffhanger, and this one was no exception. So that's what I'm really high on.
What do you think about Mickey Rourke? Have you heard this? He is starting a GoFundMe to pay $60,000 in back rent on his Spanish villa rental home in L.A.
I think that's a worthy cause. I mean, what else were you going to spend their money on right now?
The sick child
Yeah.
or the bloated actor?
Right, yeah. I mean,
that makes me mad.
I know, but that's been Mickey Rourke's whole career.
And he's a good actor.
He's
Like,
a good actor.
He's just a wacko.
But he's been a wacko since Diner, right? So, I mean, he's true to type. Yeah.
So would you say The Diplomat is your show that you could recommend the most right now?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about a movie? Like we talked about Secret Agent, all the movies we've talked about here. If there's one movie people could see this weekend, what would you tell them?
I think
to go see?
I'm going to say Song Sung Blue.
Okay.
I think because especially since we're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And it's one I'm kind of come around to rooting for just because it is small. It's not Avatar, certainly.
Oh,
it's
we didn't
not.
even talk about Avatar.
That's
Rob.
right.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But it's just like that's when I think the most. That's when you can see with your mom. That's when you can see with your kids, and everybody we're really enjoy and be moved by it. Yeah.
We do have about a minute and a half left, so we can dip our toe into the beautiful CGI Avatar
Pandora.
waters.
Oh boy.
Is it just me, or was the last battle the same exact thing?
The exact same thing. It was.
Honest to God,
yeah.
talk about mailing it in if that's what they did. But like overall, did you like the film?
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a step down from the first two, especially the second one. I think is fantastic.
Okay.
But it didn't really show you that much that was new.
Right.
And maybe the standards are so high, but I felt like, we're back to, the same places. I say the exact same battle, same people. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm not as hungry for a fourth one now as I was maybe after the second one.
And another 3 hours. And like, can't you kill off one of the bad guys at the end of it? Like that guy is never going to die.
Right.
And
right.
it's like, I don't know. I'm just not as enamored. We just talked about Terminator 1, James Cameron at his best, in my opinion, or Titanic, if you want to call it that. But this just seemed like a little disingenuous almost. It seemed like he kind of mailed it in a little.
I think you're right that he didn't want to close off any avenues. And so they left a lot of people hanging, literally, when it would have been more impactful to have them actually die. But I did love the woman who's the new villain in the new one. She was the best
she was
part
good.
of it.
Yeah,
She was
that's
great.
true. That's a great point. Yeah. Rob, thank you. Enjoy Hamilton tomorrow night.
Thanks, Pete.
Learn the songs, the raps before. You probably know the words by now. But This has been fun. Thank you for coming in.
It's great to see you in
Always
person.
Fun. Yeah, you too, buddy. That's Rob Thomas. Check out his work at Not That Rob Thomas Substack, where he reviews movies. And check out CityCast Madison, the CityCast Madison newsletter, where he is the newsletter editor. Great publication. We are coming right back for some Bears-Packers talk after the news. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. Days after the raid capturing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the Trump administration turning the focus to the country's oil. Sources telling ABC News that the U.S. conveyed a list of demands to the interim leader of Venezuela that the regime must meet before the U.S. will allow Venezuela to sell more oil.
They include Venezuela must kick out China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba and sever economic ties. And Venezuela must agree to partner exclusively with the U.S. on oil production and favor the U.S. when selling heavy crude oil.
ABC's Rachel Scott. And President Trump still interested in taking Greenland. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying that Trump and his advisors are discussing a range of options, including militarily. Some $1.5 billion in refunds will flow from Amazon to 35 million Prime customers. This after settling an FTC lawsuit that claimed the customers were duped into their Prime subscriptions, made it hard to cancel them, too. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Any lingering light mixed precipitation will wind down early this evening, then expect mostly cloudy skies with lows in the mid-20s. On Wednesday, partly sunny and mild by January standards with highs in the mid-30s, upper 30s on Thursday. Current temperature is 33.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Welcome back. We are jamming through hour number 3 here. Just a couple more segments to go here, folks, as we broadcast live from Madison tonight. Conrad is holding down the fort back in Green Bay. And always fun to talk to Rob Thomas. Con, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, and like he said, you got to go out and see Marty Supreme. It's great.
I know. It's on my list. I might go see it tonight, or I'll see Song Song Blue, but we'll figure that out. You think so? Did you see Song Song Blue, though? Okay.
Yeah, I think, you can see, Song Song Blue tomorrow.
I could see both of them tomorrow.
Yeah, you could.
Maybe I roll into Green Bay a little early from Madison and see one of those fine films.
Well, we know you're not going to, I was going to say, you're not going to go in the hot tub or work out anymore because of the convention
no, I'm not,
that's going on.
Because of the theater convention. They'll be doing Shakespeare in the pool. So, folks, our question of the night, we will get to your texts very shortly, is what is your favorite soap opera or cheesy drama? We'll play catch up on some of these texts, a few of them from Conrad's family. And Carla is back in the mix. That's always fun to see. But right now, we are going to segue into another form of show business, and that is the world of professional sports, more specifically the NFL. And joining us now to talk Bears-Packers is a Packer fan living in Chicago. Can you imagine the horror, ladies and gentlemen? He is a very funny, talented stand-up comedian as well. Mr. Jim McHugh joins us over the stream. Hey again, buddy.
Pete, great to be with you. Conrad, great to be with you. Thanks for hanging out in Madtown, are you?
Yeah, I do the show from here periodically. Always fun to come down here to Civic Media headquarters, and we're right over State Street. Jim, you probably worked funny business back in the day.
I have many a time. It's a great place. Always love Madison. Great crowds. Just a lot of fun. If you're not having fun in Madtown, you're not even trying.
Yeah, something's wrong. Exactly. Well, I love how you are representing tonight. You've got the Packers pullover on. You got a fire in the fireplace. You look like you are ready for January football, my friend. My question to you is, I think I shared this with you, Jim. I lived in the city of Chicago, just west of the Kennedy. Moved up to a very small town that you did stand up in a few years ago. We got to hang out in Marinette. Love it. I live there now. But I was a Bear fan in Packer country. You are a Packer fan in Bear country. When did you know you were a Packer fan?
Well, this started many, many years ago. So it goes back to my father. I had 2 older brothers, still have 2 older brothers. My dad became a Packer fan. I don't know how it happened, but the long and short of it is, we had 4 kids. Vacations were not easy, so you went to the closest place you could. You went to Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Went to Wisconsin, went to the Dells. We ended up going up to Door County, and my dad was a Packer fan, so we'd watch the Packers. I was kind of ambivalent. Obviously the Bears were around. My brother were Bear fans. So anyway, but as a young kid, 10, 11 years old, we go to Door County. On the way back, we stop at Lambeau Field, and it's training days. It's practice. And, you get a chance I got a chance to meet MacArthur Lane and John Brockington, your idols when you're growing up. So, the one thing that's so unique about Green Bay is that the stadium and everything is in the middle of a town, it's just so cool to go in there and see, and they're very hands-on as far as, meeting the people. So a great time. That's how I became a Packer fan. And my dad, no longer with us, but, got a chance to get him to Lambeau a number of times and saw a bunch of great games. And it's not easy being a Packer fan in Chicago. I'll tell you that. My dad would walk around and walk the dog, and he'd have his big Packer jacket on. And of course, on a Monday after the Packers won, he would walk around really proud with that.
Right.
And of course, on other days when the Packers weren't so good, he would walk around and walk fast.
Still sport the colors, but be a little more humble. It's interesting you say that because a mutual friend of ours, Vince Moranto, told me 20 years ago about the Packer Hall of Fame. And Vince is a huge Bears fan too. He goes, I'm telling you, even as a Bear fan, go to the Packer Hall of Fame. It is something to see. I brought my daughter there when she was 7. We went to the Train Museum, which is another amazing place to go in Green Bay. And then the Packer Hall of Fame. She loved it as a 7-year-old girl. Like, it's just a neat place.
It really is. Green Bay does the best of anybody with all their history and all the accolades that they've done. And they just do a great job of presenting, all their history and, all the great players and everything that have, been on the Lambeau Field. It's just, it's a great, if you haven't been up there, you got to see it. You got to stop by.
Yeah. Well said.
I just want to let you know this, Pete.
Yeah.
Because it is, Bears Packer big playoff weekend. So what I'm doing right now, off to my left, and you can't see it, I could show you if I turn my computer around. But just to get in the spirit of things for this weekend, for this big game on Saturday, I have the November 9th game from 2014 on, when the Bears were playing the Packers up in Lambeau. And it's such a great game because the Packers were winning 42-0 at half.
Oh, God, I remember. That's Mark Trestman. That's not even fair, Jim. What a horrible
I don't
coach
care.
he
I'm getting
was.
ready for the game this Saturday. I got to build up. I'm going to have the NFC Championship game on after this.
Oh,
so,
man.
when Randall Cobb went down the middle of the field. So, all right. So how do you rectify living up in Marinette and being a Bear fan?
It's in my blood. It's where the memories I have of watching Walter Payton, going to Mass on Sunday mornings, going to Dunkin' Donuts after, coming home and turning the Bears game on the northwest side of Chicago where I lived. Such great memories watching Walter Payton, remembering I wanted to be Walter Payton, and finding out about 2 weeks later I had no athletic ability whatsoever, but that's beside the point. But, just all that stuff, it's ingrained in you. And when I lived, I didn't understand the rivalry until I moved in junior high to Marinette, and people were like really passionate about this rivalry. I knew it was a rivalry. I had Packer fans in my extended family, but you kind of dig your heels in more when you feel people in your face. Like when I lived in LA for years, I was kind of like, oh, it's the Packer. Like I didn't have Packer fans all around me, even though there are some out there as well. But when you're in the thick of it, and maybe you feel this too in Chicago, you really dig your heels in and you stick to your guns.
Yeah, you do. The thing is, we've, at least for the Packer fans, we've had the luxury of having a long time of great success over the years, ever since we got Brett Favre and everything else since then. We had some rocky road before that, but the Bears, they're having their renaissance right now. They're trying to they're all excited down here. They all think they're going to win on Saturday, which, the way they've been playing, you can't ever discount them. But I don't know if you heard this breaking news.
I love it.
Micah Parsons is going to play on Saturday.
On crutches.
On crutches. He's going to be out there on crutches. Because, even with Micah Parsons on crutches, even if he didn't move, that Caleb Williams is not going to go run anywhere near him.
He's got a walking boot and crutches, and he'll still get a half a sack somehow.
Yeah, he will. He will get a half a sack.
Do you have Conrad has already predicted, he's predicting a Packer victory. What do you think, Jim? Are you with Conrad there? I mean, the Bears have lost 2 in a row. They haven't looked particularly good, even on offense. The Packers have dropped 4 in a row for different reasons. I used to think the Bears had injuries this year. The Packers are really injury-riddled right now. What's going to happen this weekend?
Well, here's what I think is going to be the biggest key of the game. As you remember, the last time the Packers and the Bears played, the Bears won. And they won, in a matter of within the last game. 2 minutes, got in the overtime, and then So here's my point. Romeo Doubs is going to be out of his mind this Saturday because he wants to make up so badly for that mishandled onside kick. So he's going to have a big game. Now, and if you didn't see the game the other day when it was the Bears in Detroit, did you see that game?
I did.
Yeah. So if you're Matt LaFleur, I do my best Jaden Reed, St. Brown impression and just run the same exact patterns and the same exact plays because he was wide open and the Bears defense can be scored upon. So I think, I think Jaden Reed's going to have a big game. I think Romeo Dobbs going to have a big game. And I think you're also going to see Josh Jacobs, who's been held out. He's a guy who's a big game player, Josh Jacobs is. So I think he's going to have a big game. So
Jim McHugh is my guest. He's a very funny Chicago-based stand-up comic and Packer fan. We are talking Bears and Packers. He and Conrad are both predicting a Packer victory. Here's what's happening, Jim. I have so much trauma, and the Packers have ripped my heart out so much over the last 25 years. I just, in that game, the last game the Bears came back in the last 2 minutes, that almost made up for a lot of it. But it's still there's been too much heartbreak. I won't predict a game. I will say the Bears can't stop the run, and they have no pass rush. So, and I'm not convinced they can win a shootout. They almost did with San Francisco. They can put points on the board, but they haven't. So I really have no idea what to expect. I have to be honest. And Jordan Love could come back and be rusty. He could come back and have something to prove. Who knows? I don't know. But who's the better quarterback right now, Jim?
Oh, Jordan Love is definitely the better quarterback. He's better season. But, Caleb Williams is on the come. He's going to get better every year. And Ben Johnson is kind of getting him a little bit out of some bad habits, which is good. Now, he still throws the ball. He's not as accurate as he needs to be, but he's very elusive. So I think that's going to be an interesting part of how the Packers contain him and don't let him get outside. I think the Packers linebacking core is very stout, and he's not going to get very far between the linebackers, Quay Walker and I'm just drawing a blank, but the other guy,
Gary.
Rashawn Gary, defensive lineman, and Lucas Van Ness. They have to make an impact. We'll see. Here's what I think the key to the game is. More than anything else, the one thing that the Bears have done better than any team this year is gotten takeaways. So if the Packers can stay clean and don't turn the ball over, it's advantage Packers. If the Bears get if they get a fumble or interception, obviously things turn and it's advantage Bears. And it obviously depends on when they get those turnovers. As we found out last time, the Packers have been coughing the ball up right by the goal line, going in to score. Yeah. So they cannot do that. They have to get in the red zone and they have to score.
Two more questions for you, Jim. Who's the better coach? Who's the better coach?
Boy, I would say, Matt LaFleur. I mean, you have to go with what he's got going, what he did, because his record speaks for itself. He's one of the best coaches that's ever been around for the time he's been. He's only George Seifert has a better record than Matt LaFleur.
Is that right?
So,
no kidding. Wow. I feel like I don't want to say unappreciated. Con, what do you think? I feel like LaFleur, Packer fans seem very impatient with him, and I think he's a great coach for a young quarterback.
I enjoy watching Matt LaFleur. Some of his play calls can be questionable, like the screens and stuff. But other than that, I think he's a good coach.
Okay.
I think that the Packers fans just worried like right away, instantly. It's like they don't give him a chance.
They're always looking over. You're always looking over your shoulder at the next, for the next coach. I don't know what you're doing here with Matt LaFleur. He's proven himself. Obviously, it looks like Jeff Hafley is going to be out the door after this season. So.
Jim, thank you so much. Before we let you go, we got about 30 seconds. Favorite all-time Packer?
Oh, Ray Nitschke.
Oh, wow. And what a favorite all-time Bear?
Dick Butkus.
But I knew you were going to say Butkus.
That's I had a chance to do a show, and it was a dais, and right to my right, immediately to my right, is Dick Butkus. I mean, literally within a foot from me. I mean, It was the most scary show I ever had in my life.
You're the best. Thank you, Jim. And good luck this weekend. Whatever happens, we're still friends.
Oh, you got it. Go Pack, go. 31-21.
Oh, Pack. Interesting. Jim McHugh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, sir. We are coming right back to finish up with all of your texts, folks. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Don't stop.
You trying to talk, Pete?
Yeah, can Jim hear me?
I can hear you, Pete.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. And thanks for filling in last minute. I know I was trying to get you on later in the week, but this just worked out really well. Thank you so much.
Whatever you needed, man. No problem. I
Yeah.
greatly appreciate you having me on. And, it's going to be an exciting week, an exciting game. I know the Bear fans, they're a little bit, they're confident, but yet they know they haven't really won a lot of games in any kind of dominant fashion. It's been a lot of last-minute stuff. But you still got to win games, and they did. So
we'll see what happens. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let me know about Patty, too.
I will. As soon as I hear back from her about that, I will let you know.
Okay, buddy. Thanks so much, Jim.
Happy New Year, Pete. Happy New Year, Conrad. Thanks again, guys.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah.
You got the beats ready to go?
Yeah,
right
I got them ready. Let me see where we left off here with texts. I think Carla. Yeah, Carla. No, Larry from Zero. Oh, wait. No, I read that one. Daniel. Yeah, Carla.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals, so I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric
Get up home. I wanna drive them home. When you're feeling blue, I'm thinking just of you.
Welcome back. I would like to thank all of my fantastic guests tonight, Dr. Kristen Lyerly, Rob Thomas, Mike Gamal, and Jim McHugh. And thank you for all your texts and calls. We got to play catch up here on a few texts. Your Aunt Carla's back in action, Conrad.
Yeah.
So this is from Aunt Carla in the 608. She says, hello from Grandma Krieger. She wanted to say her most and always daytime drama is Days of Our Lives, a faithful viewer for 40 years. Hi, Conrad and Pete. Happy New Year. Love, Grandma Krieger. Love back at you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Grandma Krieger. And Carla says, now she follows Days of Our Lives on Peacock, long gone on NBC. Susan from McFarland in the 60. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a phone call. In the 608, no name. My classmate was very athletic. He was an excellent swimmer. He died in the local pool after an epileptic seizure. He drowned. Oh, that is horrifying. And that was a text that we received when Mike Gamal was here talking about epilepsy and how, and Mike's theory was that epilepsy, it doesn't get funded because people don't see the effects of it unless someone is having a seizure. So that was a very telling text as well. Thank you, 608. Bridget from the 818 says, I get into The Bachelor sometimes. I think I will watch an episode or two and get hooked. Yeah, that's pretty cheesy, Con. I think a lot of people,
I don't know.
reality shows count.
I think that The Bachelor is one of the worst ones out there.
I agree. And it is, I mean, it's not a soap opera.
Cheesy galore.
But it's definitely cheesy. Thank you, Bridget. Steven in the 262 says, wait a minute, Kevin Bacon did the Worm movie and the Bondsman. It's not a high bar. I said the followers was kind of low for Kevin Bacon, beneath him. And, I don't think he's one of the best actors out there, but he's a solid actor.
What's the Worm movie?
I thought the show was bad. Tremors. Really good thriller. Really cheesy, speaking of cheese, but it was fun. And the dad from Family Ties was in that too. Tom from New Berlin says, Pete, been watching Trailer Park Boys. Does that count? Trailer Park Boys is pretty funny. I've only seen a few episodes, but I laughed. Tom says, grew up on Days, meaning Days of Our Lives. My pal Paul Gilmartin used to do a joke. Say, when you talk about Days of Our Lives, you just say Days. When you say All My Children, people just say All My Kids, because people who watch soap operas don't have time to say the whole thing. Was such a great joke.
We are forgetting one of the actors in All My Children, too.
Draker Morey?
No. Bryce. Who? Gunther.
Oh, he was Bryce from All My... God, that's one of the funniest lines ever on Friends, when Joey realizes that Gunther was a soap star, too. And now he's working in the coffee shop. That was brilliant. Larry from the 608 says, B5. I don't know who that is. Did a cameo on...
Yeah.
Who's that, B5?
B5. No, I was just... The next text clears it up.
Oh, okay. Did a cameo on All My Children long after I was watching, but their song Erica Kane captures how she messed up guys and why those college guys found it therapeutic to boo her. Oh, Larry is the guy that watched it in his dorm room. Gotcha. Larry also says, to continue, B5 appeared in the April 25th, 2008 episode as activists rallying for Erica's release from prison. During the appearance, the group performed Erica Kane. They also taped a video for the song with Susan Lucci. Rapper Lil' Kim at times refers to herself as the Black Erica Kane. Rapper Speaker Knocker's last release before dying in 2014 was titled Erica Kane. Look at this. Larry even footnoted. He's got. That's impressive. The homework that went into that text. Larry is officially board certified as a texter. Well done, sir. Thank you, Larry. Steady Eddie in the 608 says, Pete, did you know the Brenda Lee holiday hit song Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree was originally titled Getting Busy Around the Christmas Tree? He says I might be mistaken about that. I kind of wish that was true.
No, I think that's real.
He continues saying, maybe you could sing a few bars, Pete? Nope. Never too early to put your listeners in a holiday mood. Sing it like no one is listening. Only 350 days until Christmas. Brenda Lee was known as Little Miss Dynamite. She was 4'9", but could rock out a tune like few others. Steady Eddie. P.S. Downton Abbey, great soap opera. Oh, that's interesting. Steady Eddie also says, who killed JR? I watched Dallas back in the day. Pretty good. That was going to be my choice too, Eddie, because as a kid, I was thinking of Larry Hagman. I remember watching Dallas and just not really being too young to understand it, but it did seem cheesy to me, even as a kid. That's a great choice. On the stream, Dave says, our pal Dave says, Days of Our Lives. Okay. And he says his wife likes General Hospital. I just never got into soap operas.
I always felt like soap operas always involved some type of hospital. And I just didn't want to get into that.
Yeah, a lot of them do. But I had a serious crush on Susan Lucci when I was a kid. And I never, I don't know, just never got into it. The soap opera. But I would see her on the award shows. And when she lost, you probably don't remember this, Con, but she lost 18 years in a row. Something like that. She didn't get an Emmy. And I'm like, this is just mean at some point. Because at some point, someone who's nominated 18 times or 15 times or whatever it was deserves an Emmy. If she's in the conversation, give her the damn Emmy.
I wouldn't even show up anymore if I lost 18 times in a row.
Yeah, really. At some point, she's kind of a glutton for punishment, I guess.
Why even go?
Larry from Deerfield says, AI, and I thank you. Well, that's, AI. He's still footnoted. He took a shortcut with his pal ChatGPT.
I mean, yeah,
my wife's
exactly.
best friend.
I love it, I love ChatGPT.
I got nothing against it. Actually, I hate it. I did a really fast about face there.
It can make quizzes for me, so I like it.
Yeah. fair enough. And Larry sent a link that we'll have to play off the air because I don't know if it's clean or not. But thank you, everybody, for your texts and calls you always make whenever we do the show from Madison. It's just more fun when you guys participate, as it is every night. So we will be back again tomorrow night to do this all over again, back on the home court in Green Bay. On behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
You and I